Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna have this set up on my screen, because now there's three things, three windows that I need to be looking at.
I'm running split screen right now, because there's no way I'd fit all of this on one screen.
I'm just running it all on a big TV.
Well, I've got the one monitor here, and then I've got, if you always see me looking over this way, it's because I've got a separate monitor over here that's hiding a bunch of stuff. You there, Jose?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Then I am here.
All right. Turn you down a little bit. Okay. All right. It's thinking.
Contemplating its universe. Say, I love that one guy who looks like he's just shooting out rainbows.
Yes.
When you have too many Skittles, this is the side effect.
You know, casual usual.
All right, looks like we got everybody in roll 20. Looks like Jose's video is trying to work. But we'll go ahead and get started. It's 9:05. Everybody, hi. This is
Hello,
Brass. I talk a lot with my hands, so I opted for cams on my thing, but it's not for everybody. So, you guys,
tonight. I just got cleaned up, so I'd rather not.
no worries.
Yeah.
And
Scar you for laughing on that.
Avert your eyes, children. All right, you guys
I
ready?
might join a little bit later too. I'm just like
No worries. But
very
yeah,
terrified that it might go wrong at any second. So I'm intently watching my phone.
you never know. Well, let's dive in, guys. I think basically everybody kind of knows the majority of the setting. You all find yourself on Teren, a post-apocalyptic world. Basically has been put under a totalitarian dictatorship that you all live under. You all live in the poorest district, District 12. You all have your own personal reasons for being there, but life is rough. Everybody has to struggle to survive, and you all have been doing well so far, but today starts on a rainy, drizzly morning. Skies are gray. It's just a crap day. And four of you, all of you who are from Mount Hope, find yourselves being drawn in a carriage. Only it's less of a carriage and more of a cage. You're in there with two other people you don't recognize, along with two enforcers that are sitting in the front steering the carriage, and one on either side to make sure nobody tries anything. Your weapons have been taken from you, but you've been left with your armor. Random, did you want to try to make your roll?
I want to make my roll.
You had asked if you could.
No, I will forego that.
So you forego it. Okay. All right. So you are all in the carriage. The four of you who are from Mount Hope, would you like to introduce yourselves?
I suppose I could go first.
Sure.
So I'd say probably sitting. Are there like many levels to this cage? Forward
It's
and back, or are
literally
we all
just like a old school paddy wagon. You can see basically it's just um, like welded together pieces of strapped metal that make a very rudimentary cage. You can see out to all sides. There's probably enough room for about 6 of you in there, and that's it.
Is there anywhere to sit, or are we all just
Yeah,
expected
you're all
to...
sitting. There's 2 benches on either side of the carriage.
Okay, so sitting on one side is a rather thin, young human man, just under 6 feet in height. Rather pallid, almost sickly pale skin, and a messy mop of black hair falling over his face and peeking through the locks are a pair of light gray eyes. The bottom half of his face obscured by the protruding collar of a rather glossy, scratchless, black studded leather tunic. He's probably just going to be looking straight ahead, watching the trees or whatever it is in the surroundings as it passes by without much of comment or noise.
Oh, give me a second. I'm rebooting up D&D Beyond at the moment because it's having a seizure for me.
All right, Panda or Ben, you want to describe your character?
Sure, I can describe my character. So I'd say probably sitting across, you see kind of a shorter, stout tiefling, probably about 5'9". Kind of has like dirty kind of brown hair that's just kind of ruffled in the back. He's got some kind of welder's goggles just kind of pushed up on his forehead. Kind of got a lot of like ripped and teared clothing and kind of just a dirty white tunic on. And he's kind of inspecting this tool belt he has around his waist, trying to see what the guards left in there or if they took out everything.
More than likely, any spell components or anything like that would have been removed.
All right, then he's just kind of poking and prodding at kind of loose scraps of metal, springs, string, wire that he just kind of has in there and screwing around with it.
Yeah, sitting probably like somewhere in the very visible spot, not very concerned about anything that is happening around her, having like, how do you say, like crossed legs, like looking around. Is it like an open carriage or like can we see
Yes,
outside?
there are gaps in all the metal. It's very rudimentary, and you get a glimpse of everything you're passing by, and the rain is just spilling down on you. It's a miserable ride.
Yeah, so this girl is just sitting there, like enjoying the rain. She has medium length brown hair tied in a ponytail. She has green eyes. Every once in a while, she just looks around to, just like with the content at her heart, like just feeling herself. She's wearing nothing special, a little bit torn up clothes, like little bag with something, like little somethings, probably nothing too dangerous. But yeah, she is not very tall, and that's my little character.
All right,
I guess that leaves me.
go for it.
All right. There it is. Okay, got my sheet up. Okay. I want to ask: are we chained or cuffed or anything to like the sides, or are we just in? Oh.
Nope, you're basically just stuffed in like livestock getting ready to be sold at market.
Okay. Then my character will currently be laying on the floor.
Okay.
Not. From what you can see, it is a very strange goblin that is more humanoid than feral looking. Their, I would say, clan having lived amongst humans for eons and slowly evolved to match them. wearing not much, but like cloth and fur mixed in with their attire, a very sort of small, easy to move in like battle skirt and top. Is a female goblin just face plant drooling into the boards. This is nothing new for them. They're used to being in stuff like this in certain areas, so they're just like taking the ride as an opportunity to sleep.
All right. Now, are any of y'all proficient in history?
Nope.
Then
You got a -1. Did that help?
No.
-1.
I tell you what, then.
I have a +4, but I'm not proficient.
Okay.
Yeah, same
I tell
here.
you- I tell you what, both of you guys that have the +4, roll me a history check. Nice. Okay. So both of you are not quite sure where you're headed, but you do know that it's around this time of year. You've likely been selected as participants for the culling. And with that high of a history check, you also know that you're probably not going to be the only ones brought in for possible selection. And you're probably headed for Oak Hill, because that's typically where the culling happens, like where the selection process goes down.
I believe I would turn to look at Fezzik and, trying to hide my surprise, say, I didn't quite expect to see you here, Fezzik.
Could say the same to you, kid. I'll say, though, I guess kind of expected this day to come eventually.
Well, I actually volunteered to be here. Did you do the same?
Nope. You could just say my past has caught up with me.
Oh, well, I can't tell if we're just really lucky or really unlucky then.
At the mention of you saying that you volunteered, one of the guards that's riding on top of the cage looks down and he goes, You volunteered for this?
Why, is that a problem?
I mean, not for me. For you, probably.
Well, I suggest you leave us alone for a moment as we prepare for whatever trouble befalls us.
Not gonna lie, kid. You got some guts. I'll give you that.
I appreciate that.
And the guards go back to mumbling amongst themselves. Alright. Is anybody else talking amongst themselves? Or is everybody else kind of just taking the ride in silence?
No, I'm just looking content because I probably just lost a lot of potatoes and I just need to calm down.
Okay.
I'm probably seeing this just goblin just face down, smack down on the floor. I'm gonna give it like kind of a shove with my leg, and say to the guards, I think you got a dead one. Might want to get
That
someone
one's
new.
not dead, my friend. At least it wasn't when we put it in there. But we'll find out soon enough.
You'll probably just hear the words, I'll eat your eyeballs, and that's it.
Oh dear God, that
That's the
is
spirit.
horrifying.
You're gonna need more of that where we're going. Alright. So, at the same time you guys are being drawn in your carriage, somewhere further down the road, two of these party members are being led out from the woods by enforcers headed towards Oak Hill. If either of you would like to describe yourselves.
Sure. You'd see a rather short halfling, quite gaunt, rather thin, with slightly messy, unkempt brown hair, wearing interesting outfit with leather armor that covers one shoulder and half his chest over top a jacket of black and red checkerboard pattern. One long sleeve on his left arm is blue, going to a brown glove. The other sleeve is cut short with just a brown leather spiked gauntlet on his right hand. Pants, one leg is black, one leg is blue. The blue leg going into a red boot, the black leg going into a brown boot. It's an well cut, well made, but very, very old fashioned outfit. And he's just following along with these guards, not a care in the world, kind of looking around at everything around him, slightly surprised and interested in everything going on, and occasionally looking over his shoulder and mumbling something excitedly and shaking his head and going back to looking.
I guess that leaves me.
That leaves you.
That's you, sir.
So my character is kind of scared, but kind of mad at the same time that he's being taken away. He doesn't know why. He's just an average looking guy, doesn't look anything special, just wearing basic plain clothes and has normal hair, just nothing special at all about him. You know, you just somebody you see on the street, don't even give a second look to. That's about all there is to him.
All right.
Are we in any kind of manacles?
You two are. Both of you have been restrained, and anything that could be considered a weapon or a magical component has been taken from you. And as you guys are being led out of the forest, back towards the town, you're kind of expecting to be taken to the gallows, basically, where you're going to wait for your trial, and because that's normally what would happen for somebody that's disrespected somebody of such high rank. And as you get a little closer, you two veer off. The guards push you in a different direction. And as you are traveling, you look up and you see a horse-drawn cage with about 6 other people, and a second horse-drawn carriage, also a cage with about 6 other people. As you look in front of you, you see a large coliseum, almost like an arena. It's about 100 feet high walls, large stadium, about another 100 feet in diameter. Constantine wire is wrapped around the top of this structure. And as you're led inside, as all of you are led inside, you see that enforcers are staggered about every 30 feet around the perimeter, and at least 2 are placed around each exit. The 30-foot podium tall stands on the southern side of the arena, and an elven woman dressed in obnoxiously gaudy garments steps out onto the stage. Her hair is long, flowing silver, and it drapes over her shoulders and down to her back, almost to her waist. She waits patiently as everybody is ushered into this area. She steps up to speak. Hello, everyone, and thank you for sparing the time in your busy lives to participate in this year's momentous culling selection. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Evie Yavir, and I am District 12's, and hopefully soon to be your liaison for the games. As you know, the capital will select 6 of you that stand here today to represent District 12 in the competition scheduled to take place over the next few months. You all have shown something special that would surely propel District 12 to victory. But sadly, the limit is 6. If there's anyone that would like to forego the possible fame and fortune that would accompany you with this great honor, please feel free to raise your hand and you can be dismissed. And literally, as soon as she finishes that statement, this woman, this man, this woman, and this man all raise their hands. Evie looks at all 4 of them and she goes, I understand. This type of thing isn't for everyone. If you would please make your way to the exit on your left. So, this man goes to the left. All 4 of these go to the left. And exit out the building.
As they leave, I'll turn to Vezek and say, to be honest, I was half expecting them to shoot them dead on the spot.
Can I roll a history check to see if I know what happens to the people who decide not to play?
Sure. Go for it.
12.
With a 12, you've only heard that there are 6 competitors. You're not quite sure about the selection process and how they whittle it down, but you know there's only 6, so it's possible that this could be a way for them to narrow down the numbers. But very shortly after, you see them exit. You see 2 enforcers. You see this one walk inside, and you see this one disappear up top. And you hear 4 gunshots ring out.
I think that would wake me at that point.
Well, it looks like I spoke too soon.
Poor bastards.
They had it coming.
What?
You see a few of these people up top start to look around. And Evie, noticing that everybody is a little startled, raises her hands. She says, oh, I forgot to mention, the capital selected you. They have made it clear to me that quitting will not be tolerated. The only way to guarantee your exit from the game is to win. And just think of all the fame and fortune you'll collect along the way. Really, this is an amazing opportunity for all of you. Why wouldn't you want to try your hardest? She extends her arms out to both sides. As the enforcers in the arena raise their firearms, she goes, now, would anybody else like to quit?
I'm gonna raise my hand, not to quite be like, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
So you're telling me I get to hit as many things as I want?
Yes, as hard as
in.
you'd like.
Just me, I'm in.
When he raises his hand, does that draw the attention of some of the enforcers?
They turn their guns to him, but wait for him.
Am I still bound, or am I no longer bound?
You and Floats have both been unshackled at this point, after you've been led into the arena.
Immediately search my person for my skull.
Your skull.
My skull.
You didn't really
taken it.
Was it a spellcasting component?
It's my focus, yeah.
It is your focus, so
Yeah.
yes, they probably would have taken that.
Damn. Never mind.
Yeah, basically the only thing you guys have on you at this point is your armor. And after, does anybody else say anything? Or want to ask any questions?
I just wonder if they would answer my question about whether I can get my garden of potatoes back.
Do you raise your hand?
Yes.
Yes. What is your question?
What does it mean to have glory? Does it involve having potato gardens?
Oh, you could have whatever you want. You could have gardens. You could have people to tend to your gardens. You could have whatever you like. You could have a plantation.
I shrug my shoulders and say, well, I'm in then.
Perfect. Seems like everybody is of one accord then. I will take the silence as a yes.
I'd like to raise my hand.
Yes, sir. What is your question?
Honey. Now, when we're not fighting each other, are we gonna be in a nice house with luxurious baths?
She just chuckles. She goes, well, that all depends on how well you fight and how well you do. It's possible, but that all depends on you.
Doesn't look like things are going to go good for me.
Well, I hate to hear that, but I do want you to try your hardest.
Rain's
Anybody
gonna raise his
else?
hand.
Yes?
So, how long do you plan on dragging out this introductory ceremony or whatever this is? Can we
Well, if
get on
nobody
with it
else
yet?
has any questions, we'll get right to it then. Any more questions from anyone?
Can I start now? And she'll just like get in position to jump someone.
So
Ready to
nobody
just
else
beat
has any
them.
more questions.
Well,
She's gonna.
I'll raise my hand.
Oh, yeah, yes.
What exactly are the procedures for this game here?
Well, we're about to show you. So, if there's nothing else, and she'll raise her hands and she'll kind of motion, and 2 large chests are going to be brought out. One enforcer there, and this enforcer will have brought out that chest. And she'll say, you'll find all of your belongings that you would have had before placed inside these boxes. I would ask that each of you please approach the boxes, collect your gear, and we'll start the selection process. So if any of you had gear, focuses, component pouches, all of that stuff would be inside these boxes.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hell yes.
March right up to that.
I will turn to Fezzik and give him a nod and say, that was a smart call.
On the what?
I'm gonna. Go ahead.
On the gear. It would be bad for us to head into battle unarmed.
Yep. I would surely die.
And seeing inside the chest, do I see the rapier that Fezzik crafted for me all those years ago?
Yes, it is in there.
How do I
That one's
move?
still a butte.
You know, when you
How do-
made me this thing out of scraps, I never expected it to last so long.
Nothing I make breaks anytime. It won't break in your lifetime, kid. Don't worry about that.
Kind of just raises his eyebrows as he takes this rapier.
So these 2 people move over and start getting weapons.
It's fairly typical. I'm not paying attention to anything. I'm just looking around, kind of taking in everything, and I'm sure Floats would just kind of drag me over to the chest.
Just gonna pull out a terribly
Yeah.
giant hammer for my size and smile.
Go up to the chest and grab my stuff.
I'll move up there.
While we're at the chest, can I try to see the equipment of like anyone else that's grabbing stuff there?
Sure, roll me a perception check. Actually, roll me an investigation check. You're right on top of it.
Oh, damn.
With an 11, you see just a bunch of simple weapons. There's clubs, swords, nothing out of the ordinary.
Mhm.
And then once everybody has all their gear, These few people will move back to their spots. And then the chests will be taken away. They'll be removed from the arena.
Oh no, will we have to kill them?
These enforcers.
Oh, just before they took the chests away, was there anything in the chests that nobody took?
There were. Well, roll me an investigation check. Go for it.
Oh, okay, cool. Investigation. It's 12.
Same thing. You find like a couple nicked up swords, maybe a half splintered club. Nothing special.
Okay.
So, if everybody's got their stuff, Evie will look up. She'll go, "Great. Now, let me please implore all of you to do your best and give it everything you've got. You now have everything you'll need to finish the selection process, so please show District 12 why you were picked to bring glory back to your home. As I've said before, there is only room for 6, so begin whenever you would like. And I need everybody to roll initiative."
Oh shit.
Hell yes.
Rolling my actual dice because I love this. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, it's not
Or the
bad.
potatoes. I rolled 11.
That is a... No, because it's a 15 modifier plus 4. 19.
Okay.
Rolled a 9.
Okay.
19 for me as well.
I think we have matching decks.
Where is the...
Awesome.
You would
I
know
have a plus
this.
4.
Wait, so did she tell us who are we?
Oh, do
hitting?
you know where the
Or are
turnover
we
thing is?
hitting?
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah, it should be, like, below the ruler. One of the ones, it has like a little clock symbol on the left upper
Got it.
little menu.
There it is.
Great.
Can everybody see the turn order?
So did I have to do it like that?
So you'll have to click on your token. I can
Yeah, there we
manually
go.
put it in.
I'll just re-roll it and then
You're just gonna want to right click on their token and find add turn.
Oh, it didn't read it.
Okay, so who do we need to put in? Okay, so Jose, click on your token and just roll it again. And I can manually... Oh wait, have you... There we go. Yeah, click on your token and then roll it one more time and we can put in your 13. Okay. Did you click on your token, Jose, when you rolled it?
I did. Nothing's happening.
It should be pushing it over. Is there a way to manually enter him?
It might be because sometimes you have to refresh the D&D Beyond link every time you load into it, so you might have to refresh it. But I think if you click on the actual token, I'm not sure if it's right or left click, it should say add in turn order. I always forget.
Yeah, if you right click on his token, it should say add turn order.
I was gonna say, Jose. There we go. As now it shows you in Roll20.
Yeah, I see the 8.
Let me go ahead and knock out
Jose.
these
It's supposed to be an 11.
initiatives. Alright. Now, how do I order this? Is there an easier way to do it?
No, you just kind of have to click and drag them.
Okay. Bear with me, por favor.
They're all dead.
Alright, I'll say that as I notice around us everyone drawing their weapons and preparing for combat, I'll kind of instinctively face my back towards Fezzik and say, well, it's been a while since we've had one of these.
Just watch my back.
I already know that.
Kara is just like eyeing out whoever is the weakest so that she can just pounce and get them.
Also, Rain's gonna turn sort of slightly to Kara and almost whisper, I don't know how the hell you got here, but just stay behind us, alright?
Kara will get super surprised. Like she did not see you there. Like at first she's looking at you like she's gonna bite you or something, but then she like takes a second or two to like look into you and she's like, Rain? Is that you?
Rain's gonna pretend that he does not recognize that name.
Suspicious. She's still
Okay.
like
Let's
doesn't
see.
isn't very sure if it's you or not.
So 13.
But now she's looking at you
Oh,
very
perfect.
intently.
Alright, so Jose, real quick, what is your dex bonus? Is it +3?
Yeah, +3.
Alright. So... Is it a 16?
No, it's 13 with that +3.
No, your, what is your total dex? Is it a 16?
Oh, 16, yeah.
Okay, I'll let you choose. Do you want to go before or after, Dewar?
I'll go after.
You want to go after? Okay, so technically the order will be that. Okie doke. And as Evie finishes saying this, you hear the two, you see one female and one male that none of you recognized coming in with, that start whispering to one another, and then they turn around and tell the four people behind them, listen, if we team up, we could be the sixth selected. Just fight with us and we won't have any issues. And that's all you hear. Night Piercer,
They're teaming up against
you are up
us.
first.
Sons of cougars.
Wait, did you say I'm up first?
You are up first.
Okay.
Oh wait, so what is your dex bonus?
It's a +4.
And then tally?
Same.
+4? I'll let you guys decide, whoever wants to go first.
I mean, I was ready to go. I'll charge in straight if you want. Give you time
Yeah,
to
that
plan
sounds good
something.
to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're just gonna immediately charge up 5, 10, 15, and rage.
As you run up, this man who looks like he has 0 combat experience is visually frightened by this tiny goblin with a big maul getting up in his face.
Just gonna scream at him. Now you face the Emerald Hammer and swing.
Alright, roll to hit.
That's pretty good. That's a 17 plus 6.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Alright, where's my... We'll precipice. I'm doing this two-handed.
Okay.
I was very specified. Where's my D10? There it is. That's a 7 plus 4. So 11 damage.
Alright. As you bring down this maul overhead, the only thing you hear is, and a crunch as
Oh my
this
god.
this poor bastard just almost burst open like you're Gallagher and he's the watermelon.
Gotcha.
Oh my god, you just killed him. This just turned like
Oh, I forgot. I get
super
plus
quickly.
2 more damage to my attacks. That would actually be a 13.
You still killed him. You flat out pancaked him.
And with my effects, because I'm raging, the
Okay.
10-foot ore, and I can choose anything in it to hit with lightning. So it's gonna be this guy right here.
Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Oh.
Shit.
So make me a dex save, please.
All right.
Oh my
You're playing
God.
his game now.
Yeah.
That would be a 10.
That's a fail.
All right. How much damage does he take?
6 lightning damage.
And as you
Holy.
as this aura starts to
Poor
spread from
people.
around you, a single lightning bolt in the midst of this storm strikes down, and you see it enter the top of this guy's head and leave right out his backside. And this old man just hits the ground smoking. He is
Holy,
DRT. He is
they are not very sturdy.
I'm just gonna stare at the next one, this guy over here, and be like, "You're next." That'll
To
be it.
me?
Would you like to do anything else?
This is you?
Okay.
No, you're
Because
you're
I
over
would
here.
bite you.
I'll bite back.
Oh.
All right, Night Piercer.
Right. Immediately after seeing this raging goblin essentially just slaughter 2 people, with one with a crack of electricity, Rain's gonna turn to look at Fezzik with kind of a confused look in his eye, just kind of give him a shrug. Taking a quick glance at the other 4 that are remaining standing, do they appear to be, well versed in combat or even prepared for this whatsoever?
Would you like to use your perception check? Use a perception check to get a really good look?
I
Or are you
see.
just passing glance?
Passing glance, if that's
Passing
possible.
glance, they're definitely not. None of them look like they are. What's the word? The 2 in the back look less versed than the 2 in the front. If that makes the 2 closest to the podium in the back. So these 2 females
Mhm.
look a lot less versed than the ones in the front.
Okay. Rain's gonna grin and say, well, I think I found someone my own size. And he's gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's my 30 feet of movement towards this man in the front. He's going to take a hand, his free hand, as he draws his rapier and run it along the edge of the blade as it begins to sort of crackle with a thrum of sound and bring it thrusting towards this man, unleashing a booming blade attack towards him.
Right.
I would like to ask, which path did you take?
Nice.
22 hits. And what are you asking?
Well, to be fair, I'm not your ally, and if you go in my melee, I will swing at you. So I'm just asking, what path did you take?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
one.
Fair question.
Let's see. So I started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that.
Yeah, I'll
That's the only
swing
path
at
I
you.
can take.
All right. Using a reaction to take an attack of opportunity.
I don't know any of these people.
And your 20 did hit,
18.
by the way.
Okay. An 18 2 hits.
Yes.
As you swing towards me, there's going to be a sudden shift in my movements as I use reaction shield to cast shield on myself. And right before your hammer hits, this plane of runes just kind of emerges right in between us, blocking your blow as I just continue forward as if nothing happened.
Very nice. You can go ahead and
And
roll your
on my
damage on
attack.
that rapier attack.
Yep. That's going to be 8 piercing damage, as well as the booming blade debuff. So if he moves, it's going to take another 1d8 thunder.
All right. So, as you plunge your rapier into him, let's see. There it goes. It sinks in, but this guy is actually wearing leather armor, unlike the two in the back. So, you get the gist that he might actually know what he's doing.
Right.
Anything for bonus?
I suppose with my bonus action, I'll give him a grin and say, I'll see if you'll be a worthy opponent. Probably not.
We'll find out.
Holy
Alright.
guacamole, 2 people are dead.
Kara, you're up.
Is it me or because my initiative was
Oh,
13
sorry.
and the other people were 13?
You are correct. How did that happen?
I don't know.
I'm dumb. It's probably how it happened. So, Night Piercer, as you plunged your rapier in and made your attack, the gentleman in front of you looks back and he says, "Well, I guess it's time to play." And he will use his bonus action and Hunter's Mark you. So, you see a real quick flick of his wrist, and you can't quite describe it, but you feel slightly different. And we'll just say, we'll use that one. And he'll reach back, let's see. And as he lunges forward towards you, you see this weapon almost appear out of nowhere. He didn't have one in his hand before. You're pretty sure you would have seen it.
What kind of weapon is it?
It is... let's see... So, it's a short sword-sized, visible blade, and it seems to be crackling almost like your blade does, but not quite the same. But it's hard to describe. It's definitely not a metal blade. It looks like it's almost an apparition.
Alright.
And he's gonna say, "All right, let's dance." He's gonna roll to hit. And you cast your shield as a
This turn.
reaction on your turn.
Yes, so it's
So-
still up.
So it's
technically.
still up. Okay.
Yep.
So 15. Does a 15 hit?
No. Rainbow immediately parry that with his rapier without even needing to use the shield effect.
Okay. And then...
I'll also throw in a scoff for character purposes.
What is this called?
Like a
Alright, perfect.
pathetic.
So after you deftly parry his psionic blade out of the way, he goes, "That's not fun." And he just disappears.
Oh no!
Brent's going to look startled for a moment before trying to maintain composure and forcing himself to roll his eyes as if he sees this every day.
Right. Floats, it's on you.
My character is actually just gonna stand back and not do anything.
You're just chilling. You're just hanging back.
Yeah, he's not much of a fighter,
Okay.
and he just kind of wants to sit back and he's kind of scared.
No verbal insults, no.
Nope.
You don't want to move? No movement, no nothing?
No, he's too scared to move.
Okay. It will then move to Aruk's turn. And Aruk will look at you, Night Piercer. She'll say, "Get your hands off my brother." And she's going to rush in. And she's going to make 2 attacks. She's going to reach behind her back and pull out her great axe. And she's going to take 2 swings. First one is a 17.
He's going to parry that once again, just for kicks. No shield needed.
And second attack, 14. Also does not
Once again.
hit.
And it seems with each parry, his ego is growing ever larger.
And that will end her turn. Now we're on to Kara.
Oh, it's my turn. I will feel very confused about what is going on because I was excited to go into the battle, but now that I saw people die, I reconsider my life choices. But since I mildly recognize the person that is this person, I would move a little bit forwards and throw a potato that I randomly found in the chest. Totally unintentional.
They had every one of your potatoes you had on you in that chest. They were all there.
Hell yes. I'm throwing the potato at the girl.
Aruk?
No. Is it to hit? Did it go?
Ooh,
Oh.
that is a natural 20.
Sheesh.
Wow, beautiful
Alright,
bean
nat
footage.
20, let's go.
Hell yes.
First nat 20.
Oh, fun.
That's one dangerous potato.
All right,
man.
so that would be... So it's the 7, correct?
It's 7 and 4 since
Okay.
it's critical.
And
So it's
then-
11.
So, as you wind up and you throw this rock, Aruk
Potato.
the potato. So you wind up and just chuck this potato as hard as you can at her head, knowing that she's trying to hurt somebody that you care about. You kind of
Maybe
see
care
her
about.
glance out of the corner of her eye and see it coming. And she's going to use Stone's Endurance to try to reduce some of that damage.
Good idea.
So,
Because I did not expect the shot being so dangerous.
so as the potato goes careening towards her head, you see the side of her face almost crust over with you could have sworn it was like granite. And your potato did not do nearly as much impact as you thought it was going to. Would you like to do anything else?
I just say I'm sorry.
I'll deal with you in a minute,
I
little girl.
didn't want to. It came out a little bit too hard. And I would start backing, but I used all of my emotion.
Alright.
Oh wait, I had my action too, but
Well, you
I
used
guess
your action to throw the potato.
Oh. It says it's a bonus action, but it's
A
okay.
bonus action to imbue the potato.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yep. But now you have 3 of those potatoes that you don't have to use a bonus action to make magic anymore. They're magical until you chuck them.
Oh, that is genius.
Alright. Up next How do you pronounce it again?
Haderach.
Haderach.
I am like completely turned around from all this, looking at everything else, taking everything else in, with my skull on the top of my head, facing backwards towards everything. And you just see the skull's eyes flash, and it kind of pop up, and its mouth open, and bright, colorful blast comes shooting out of it as I do an Eldritch Blast on, let's see, there's what?
Pretty sure you can hit everybody with Eldritch Blast,
yeah,
whichever
so
one
we
you want to pick.
That will be... How do I ping things?
Did you download Beyond 20
Yes.
as the Chrome extension? You should be able to pull up your D&D Beyond character page.
Well, how
And
do I
literally
like ping?
Literally just
You
click
just
on the
click
little
it.
dice right beside it.
Oh, I know, but how do I like...
Do this.
Like, yeah, that.
Just
hold
click.
down the left click. Yep.
That's it. Just
Oh, that one.
hmm
That was the one I rolled for.
You're rolling for her.
Yeah.
And with an 8, she is... Oh, wait.
Well, that
Okay,
was
so that
I
was your-
rolled to select who I
gotcha.
was because I wasn't looking, so I
Okay.
rolled to select
So
which
you
of
rolled
the
a
targets
12?
it was. Yeah.
So, as your skull that's facing backwards fires this beam, is this... You said it's a rainbow beam? It's kind of a,
Yeah, kind of
like
just like
a
these
sparkly...
sickly green,
prismatic-
blue, red colors, kind of prismatic beam shoots out.
All you hear is a small little squeak as this poor girl,
It was a 9.
yeah,
Love that.
yeah, she, when you hit her, it leaves a gaping hole right through the center of her chest and she falls over dead.
No!
I'll feeling this blast off the top of my head. I'll pop
You
up and
monster!
turn around and kind of take in everything that's going on. And that will be my turn.
Alright. Fezzik.
Alright, Fezzik's kind of going to survey the battlefield a little bit, see who's left. And he's going to call out to the goblin who just smushed a person and electrocuted another. You can say, excuse me there, Miss Goblin, may I have your attention just for one moment?
I'm hitting things. What do you want?
I understand. I see that you like to smush things and hit things, and I can understand and respect that. Now, if you would do me the kind favor of helping me out and my buddy out, and I point at Rain, if you would just go, attack that other lady up top there, and I point at her, I can promise to you, once we get out of here, I can craft you a hammer that will let you smash to your heart's content, much better than that one you've got there. Do we have a deal?
Good persuasion. If that's okay with the deal.
Murder some people and I'll give you a nice shiny toy.
Well, yeah, but it's
Here we
like
go.
that means I can't murder you and your friend.
19.
Now are you using your persuasion as your action for the turn?
Yes, I am gonna use it for that.
Alright.
Well, I have a question
Okay.
actually. If I want to hold an action from next turn, do I have to use that instead?
What do you want to do?
Basically,
would you like
I
to
just
hold?
saw this guy that Rain is fighting disappear. I want to hold an action to cast a spell as soon as I see him like reappear in front of me.
Now that is going to take your reaction.
Um,
So basically your action for the turn to hold it, if you're going to cast a spell, you're basically using your reaction to once whatever trigger happens, to use said spell at
Mhm.
whatever target.
and I'll just focus on convincing this goblin to help us out. So
Alright,
we got a
hey,
deal
that's-
there.
That's a 19. How does that make you feel? Tally?
Not convinced. You needed natural 20.
I don't know, 19's pretty good. Tell you what, Tally, why don't you roll an insight check? Tally?
Yes,
Okay.
I rolled it. I'm just looking for my modifier. Because I have amazing past perception. Insight, no. It's a 12.
Was 12? He's pretty persuasive and he seems pretty honest.
What a good meat hammer.
Meat hammer to your heart's content there, lass.
Okay, and I'll do something.
Alright, thank you very much. And then Fez is just gonna hang out in the back.
Any bonus action?
Nope, no bonus action.
Alright. So after Fezzik and the goblin converse in front of this lady, she is unable to be controlled by me for some reason, and I'm not sure. Oh, there we go.
Oh no, she's
Got it.
aiming sentient.
She
I think it might be because you accidentally kept this one is dead.
No,
and is still on the turn order.
Oh no, she's dead. She's totally dead.
Yeah, she's still in the turn order though.
Well, it's all 4 of them in the back. They all have the
okay.
same initiative.
Oh,
She's gonna begin running up to you, Hedrick, and just she's screaming and crying, and she's like, "My baby, you killed my baby!"
No.
And she's gonna, you see a club in her hand, and she's gonna swing out. Just, if it wasn't so bad, you'd almost feel bad for her. And she rolls a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh my god. Tell me she
Alright.
kills you with a baby.
Real quick, before that happens, as Float sees this lady running and screaming toward Hedrick, something just kind of comes over him, and he feels something, and then all of a sudden, "Oh, so you want a piece of me, do you?" And I'm gonna use my opportunity attack because she comes within 5 feet of me.
Okay, normally you would need to say that before she rolls to hit, but I'll say that both of them go off at the same time. So go ahead and roll to hit.
You just really wanted to damage me.
I mean, she already rolled the hit, so.
I know.
Okay, so we'll do the first one as a 10. Did you mean to roll that twice?
No, I didn't mean to roll it twice.
Okay. So, as this, go ahead and roll your damage. Oh yeah. So as this lady comes up, club in hand, she swings down at Hedrick and whacks him for a whole 2 damage with her club. As
Ow.
soon as that club connects, she is just blindsided by your quarterstaff that catches her clear in the jaw and snaps her neck all the way around like an owl.
No! I did not
She
need
falls.
to see that. No potato garden is worth this kind of brutality.
And she falls dead to the floor. And I can go ahead and remove all of them from the initiative order because they're all dead.
I'm gonna pretend that Kara didn't see that.
After I hit her, Float says, "Oh, it feels so good to be fighting again. Who wants some more of this?"
And then we get back to Tally.
I want to ask, with
Yes.
with my passive, would I have noticed any footsteps or anything where he went? Because I'm assuming this is a semi-dusty arena.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Well, I would also like to add that if he in fact moves, the Booming Blade debuff would in fact activate, causing the 1d8 thunder damage.
That's why I'm having him roll an Arcana check to see if he knows what spell you cast when you hit him.
Oh, I see, I see.
Okay, that's not bad. What is my Arcana? Probably not high. Yeah, that's a -1. 15.
Oh, 15? Yeah. It's a cantrip that's pretty common. And you would know that, yeah, if that guy had moved, he probably would have set off a loud, thunderous boom from the attack that Night Piercer just made.
So then
So he's
still in the
probably
same
still in the
place.
same area.
I'm gonna run here. I'm trying to remember if he was here or where, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna swing where he last was and see if I hit something.
I'll give you a straight attack because you know he's still within that 5-foot square, even though you can't see him. You know there hasn't been any movement.
Oh, I feel bad. I rolled a 17.
Stop
Plus
killing
6 to hit.
people!
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, let's see. This is, again, two-handed, so that's a d10. Plus... That's a lot of damage. 12.
Okay.
Well, then 8 plus 4.
You feel as you swing your hammer, you feel that connection, that thud and that impact that you get when you hit just soft tissue, and it just gives you a rush. You're like, yeah, I know I got him. He's still standing there.
For now, and I'm gonna point at the spot. Shoot another bolt. Like,
So you're gonna hit him.
every-
You're gonna hit him again with the aura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
that's
it's a 10-foot aura. I could choose what it hits.
And that's a dex check.
Save.
Dex save. Does a 21
That's not-
save?
21 save, so we'll only take 2. He only takes
Okay.
half damage.
Holy, 22 is half damage?
2, right?
If you save, you only take half damage. So yeah, 2.
Oh, okay, it's 2, not 22. I was like, what the fuck?
And again, as the lightning crashes down out of the clouds, for a brief moment, you see the outline, like almost as if the lightning is caressing the form of this whatever he may be. And you're like, yep, I got him again.
It's like or Harry from Home Alone, just
Yeah.
shocked.
Basically.
And that's it.
All right.
Holy.
Night Piercer, you're up.
I'm going to look at the woman who just screamed at me for attacking her brother and say, believe me, it's really nothing personal, as I take another rapier slash at her with booming blade.
All right.
There we go. 19 to hit
19
Oh
hits.
my god, you're
for
You're
8
all
piercing
words.
damage. As another thunderous thrum of energy kind of imparts my blade as the impact occurs, surrounding her body in somewhat a swirling mass of white energy.
All right.
And that is going to be my full turn.
Right. Next up is the Invisible Man. Let's see. What can he do? It's not looking great for him. Okay. So... Okay. Nah. It's not gonna do that. So, Tally, you know you got this guy. And you know that you've been hitting him pretty hard. There's just something a little off about him. And as soon as you start thinking to yourself, he reappears and he starts to swell.
oh. Oh.
And So he begins to swell.
Oh, he got
Oh
big.
my god!
He gets very large. But he looks rough. He looks pretty damn wrecked. And he picks up, he uses his turn to pick up his sister and moves her to the other side of him. He's like, sister, just win for the both of us. And he just stands there. That's all he can do for his turn. Floats, it's your turn.
Holy. Poor people.
One second. How do I move my character or show where he wants to go?
You should be able to select the little, looks like a mouse button in the top left corner on the little toolbar thing, and then when you click on your character, you'll see like 3 bubbles pop up on top, and then a little cog wheel and another little button. And then you should be able to click and drag it.
Yeah, I don't get any of that.
Let me make sure that it's set to you. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, try it now. If you click on it once, does that stuff pop up now?
Yeah, now it does.
There you go. Now, once all that's popped up, you should be able to move him. Should be just a click and drag.
Alright, so I'm going to come up here and I am going to attack.
.22 will hit.
Holy. You guys are wasting all the good rolls.
And was
We're all
that
gonna die.
was that two-handed?
One-handed.
Okay. So as you reach out to thwack her, it hits her in the mouth, and she turns and spits blood on the ground. She goes pathetic.
I'm gonna use, because I made a attack with the quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my bonus attack. With my bonus action. Do I roll attack again for that, or?
Yep, still roll to attack again. So you're hitting her, you're just gonna whack her once, and then with the butt end, just flip it back up and hit her with the backside.
Yeah.
And a 24 will hit. For a whole 4 damage. You're starting to put some damage in on her.
And then I'm
She's-
gonna go ahead and use action surge.
All right, go for it. You gonna two-hand or one-hand?
This is all one hand.
Okay. And with a 10, that will miss. She gets hit with the first 2, and then with the third one, she just parries it out of the way.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. After getting hit several times, Aruk's gonna look around and then look at you, Floats, and go, You're not the one I wanted, but you'll do. And she's gonna make 2 great axe attacks at you. First one is a 15. It's a 15 hit.
That misses.
Alright. The second one. That is a natural 20 for a 26. So you take 12 slashing damage. And she'll let out just a primal roar. She's missed the guy that's attacking her brother. She missed you with her first attack, and with determination, she just golf club swings at you. Tries to hit you as hard as she can. And after she hits you, she's going to use her movement to circle around. And that will be her turn. And Kara, you are up.
I get distracted by this huge growing man, but after a second I recompose myself and can I look where potato is that is this?
It's probably, you would have to roll, well no, I'd say if you threw that potato, it's probably sitting like 5 feet right to the right of Nightpiercer. It's probably just laying in that square.
So right
Giant man is.
here?
Yeah, it's probably right underneath Duer's feet.
Can I try and snatch it out of his whatever?
Sure, just roll me a general dexterity check.
Okay.
You got the potato, man. There's no stuff.
Oh, and the potato's in danger.
So, as you start to reach for this potato, this giant man who's just trying to get his sister out of harm's way is shuffling his feet back and forth. And as he starts to bring his foot down on this potato, you deftly, like, just barely get your hand in there before his foot slams down on the ground. And for a slight second, you think, crap, he just crushed my hand. And you're like, oh, no, wait, I got the potato too. How about that? He actually rolled a natural 20 as well, but his dex check is 1 less than yours, so you beat him by 1.
Jeez.
He rolled a 23.
Oh my god. I just saved the potato. I will just keep on running away with my potato.
And as you start to run, Aruk sees you out of the corner of her eye, and she goes, oh, you're not getting away. And she's going to take an attack of opportunity at you.
Hell yes. Try me, bitch.
And that is a 10.
Nope.
Nope.
She tried.
So she swings and just, you duck right underneath it. You see it coming from a mile away.
I just fling her with my potato in hand, like fuck you, I got my potato. And it's coming for your head next, probably.
You want to do anything with your bonus action?
What can I do with my bonus action?
That is a great question.
I don't think I can do much with my bonus action. That should be it.
Alright. So we have Hedrick.
So I see, or I hear this this new voice come out of floats, and I just kind of look, and I'm like, interesting. and see him charge off into battle, a very unusual thing for him. And now he's fighting this woman over there. I know he's not much of a fighter. Kind of worried she might hurt him. I want to get her away from him, so I'm going to... Actually, first I want to use my bonus action to roll on my Bardic Inspiration table.
Go for it.
See, it's what, D6? Oh, I can't... Oh, wait, there it is.
Yep. Yeah, it popped up.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Then I'm going to use my action to cast Dissonant Whispers on her.
Right. What does that do? How does that look?
That is a Wisdom save.
Right. Ooh. She probably fails with a 5.
Yes. So she's going to start... The spirits, she's just going to start hearing overlapping voices in her head. And she will, assuming that, yeah.
Jesus. 16
And she...
damage.
16 damage, and she must use your reaction. Oh, have you already
She
already
burned her
used your
reaction already,
Never
yep.
mind. Well, whoops. Would have done that differently. That's fine. 16 works. Now I'll use my 25 feet of movement to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Get up there.
So as you cast this spell, she almost falls to her knees and is just grabbing at the sides of her head, and you just see her shaking as a little bit of blood starts to pour out of her nose. And she's starting to look pretty beat up. She's looking pretty beat up.
That will be my turn.
All right, Physic.
All right, Isaac's he's gonna step up a little bit closer to the battle, and then he's gonna kind of sigh heavily, and he kind of quickly pulls out of his tool belt what looks like just kind of a tiny screwdriver, and he points it up at the giant man. And he's gonna cast a firebolt.
Right, is that a save for me or is that a roll to hit?
No, that's a roll to hit for me, and that is a 16.
16 hits. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
As I look at or as I cast it, I want to look up at him and try to like meet his eyes. Does he look back?
Currently right now he is being harried by a tiny vicious goblin and a guy that nobody can seem to hit, so he's pretty focused on both of them.
Alright, then Fezzik just kind of sigh again and just kind of say under his breath, sorry. That's 9 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh no!
Fezzik, he just kind of whips the screwdriver out and he just points it up at him, sees that he's not looking, and just kind of droops his head and just casts the spell kind of sadly.
And like that,
Oh,
he is lay poofed, and his size shrinks back down to normal.
And then Fezzik's just gonna just plop down on the ground, just gonna sit down.
Alright. And with that, Tali.
I'm just gonna look at the now small body and then glare at the magical man. I said dibs, and then I'll run 15 feet. I don't know about him, since I'm just somewhat helping these guys. So I'm just gonna hit her for now.
Alright.
So that's where they asked me to.
Roll to attack.
19 total.
19 hits.
That's a 7 plus. What's my modifier? I think it's a +4. Well, 11.
For 11 damage.
11. How's she looking?
She takes the 11. And still looking pretty rough.
I'm gonna
Still
point
standing.
at her,
Still holding her
say-
weapon pretty well.
try, and shoot another bolt.
Alright, dex save from moi.
Mm-hmm.
18.
That makes it. Oh, and that was a 6.
So she takes 3 more damage.
3 more lightning damage.
So again, you hear the thunder. Another bolt of lightning streaks down and smacks her right in the top of the head. Now she's getting there. She's not much longer for this world.
I'm gonna turn it around, look at everyone. Very seriously, this one's my. Like, I was gonna have a 4 for 4 kill and someone ruined it.
Any other movement?
Very out of it. No, I'm staying right there.
Alright. Night Piercer.
Seeing Fezzik fall to the ground behind him, Night Piercer's actually first going to take a step towards him and sort of outstretch a hand and say, Fezzik, are you hurt at all? What's going on?
No, you go on there. Just finish this up.
And he's going to kind of let out a sigh and say, well, I suppose it's either my sword or those enforcers' bullets. And he's going to just kind of take his time walking up to the woman on... is she on the ground? You said that she was
She
like,
started
clutching
to
her
go to one knee, but she kept herself up. She's not prone.
head. Okay, and then...
You can tell
he'll
that
once again...
You could tell that hit that Hedrick, like whatever he did, she started pouring blood out of the nose and it really hurt her.
Right. Rain's gonna pull out his rapier and walking to where he is right now for a second, he's actually going to falter and be like, should I hit this goblin that randomly decided to take a swing at me earlier, but then decided to just plunge it into the woman for a 15 to hit?
So you're aiming at the woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. 15 hits.
Okay. And that's going to be 11 piercing damage.
Ooh. She's still standing.
Alright, well, I will end my turn there then.
Alright. Dur is dead on the ground, floats, you're up.
I'm going to swing.
Swing for lay fences. $19 will hit. Two-handed, one-handed?
One-handed. I have a shield in my other arm.
Oh, you're carrying a shield. Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't matter. 6 and 6. Bonus action?
I'm thinking she's still standing.
She is still standing.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh.
And a 10 will miss. Any movement?
No, no movement.
Alright. Well, it now goes to Aruk's turn. And Aruk, she looks back and forth to each and every one of you. She goes, you're all so stupid to think that this is the way out. Do you not get it? Do you not understand what the Capitol's doing? They do this every year and still we compete. And before she can get another word out, one of the enforcers fires a bullet into the back of her head, spattering blood all over Night Piercer and Tali.
Can I make a dexterity saving throw to see if I can avoid getting splashed by blood?
Absolutely, roll me a dex save. Just roll me a general dex check.
I'm just gonna stand there.
Oh, sorry. That was a natural one for the dex save. You said a dex check though?
You swallowed that blood.
Yeah,
Or-
it is just
Unfortunate.
you are
You got in the mouth.
coated, and you're pretty sure you got some brain matter in your mouth.
Oh,
Oh, ah.
I just stood
Not
there and
my-
took it, and I'm gonna stare at the guard. I said dibs.
He points his gun at you.
I'm gonna ready the hammer to throw it at him, just glare. I won't get it very far, but I would throw it if he does.
Now, please. We've narrowed it down to 6. This looks like a very nice 6. Splendid. Oh, that was just splendid. Now, if you will all be so kind, please place your items back in the cart and follow the guards to the prep room. Post haste. We have a lot to cover.
Can I
And
cook potatoes?
everything needs to go in the crates, my dear. Everything you pulled out needs to go back in.
But they're my friends.
Your friends will see you in a little bit.
Can I trust you though?
Absolutely. So, this time just one chest is brought out from the side. Does everybody place their
Can I hide
arms?
one potato like in my like rugs and
yeah, I'm
stuff?
also gonna try to hide one item if possible.
Alright, everybody that's trying to... I tell you what, so let's start with Pando. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check. With a 16, I'll say you could probably stash a potato. That's fairly easy. So sure. Who else was trying to stash something?
Might as
Wah.
well.
Ben?
Yes.
Alright. What are you trying to stash? What are you trying to hold on to?
Just my screwdriver.
Your screwdriver? Okay. Go ahead and roll this sleight of hand.
Ugh.
With a 10, you're trying to kind of fumble around with it, and you're looking for your pocket, and you see an enforcer just eyeball the shit out of you.
I look at him and I say, I can't grab this. Here, you take it, and I toss it to him.
He
Underhand toss softly.
gladly catches it in the air and places it in the chest. Is anybody else trying to hide anything?
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Can I
What
try
are you
and
trying to
hide
hide?
another potato?
Well, I can't hide the.
You're not
hammer
wearing a
'cause
whole lot of clothes, so what are you trying to hide and where are you putting it?
I always forget to mention, like, I have that big, massive, like, custom bushy tail. I'm gonna try and sneak my hand axes, like, behind
Is that
it
a
so it, like,
euphemism?
hangs off.
So you're trying to stash a hand axe in a large bushy tail,
Yep.
and you're fastening it to the tail, or how's that working?
It's sort of like taking, like, the handle and, like, trying to wrap it around so that way when the tail hangs down, you just don't see it.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand check.
I have a +4 in that. 19.
Unfortunately, this hand axe that's trying to be put into a tail that's the size of what I'm only assuming is of like a normal animal, it may look big on you. Again, the enforcers are basically eye fucking you. They are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? What is
Yeah,
this
I'll
chick trying to pull? And they just motion to the chest. They're like, put it in.
I'll sit there.
I'll sort of angrily toss it in. You won't even let me keep my damn hammer. Least you can do is let me have this.
That's a no. Okay.
I've got my skull kind of in hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of looking around, taking stuff in, and I'm going to try to see if I can slip that in and keep that on me.
All right. Where are you trying to stash it? You just trying to like tuck it in like a shirt pocket or
Yeah, I
something?
kind of tuck it in under my armor.
Okay. Roll me that sleight of hand.
Look at you go.
And you actually, between everybody else that's trying to smuggle things in weird places and seem to be getting caught left and right, there's enough guards that their attention's diverted that you were able to slip it into your vest and nobody's the wiser.
Everything else will go in, but yeah, that's it.
All right.
You know, Ben, I'm surprised you didn't try to hide it somewhere else. Outside, but also,
wait, give me a minute. I just got to squat down real quick.
I'd say
Couldn't get it down Main Street.
after taking, a solid heaping of blood and guts and brains to the face and body, Brain's going to kind of just be shocked for a bit, standing there, sort of taking a glance at all the bloodied bodies littering and their blood soaking into the sand of this little coliseum we've got here. He's going to sort of instinctively pull out a handkerchief and sort of like it's really futile, but just try to start to like brush some of the blood off of his once sparkling clean studded leather tunic that has now been soiled, probably past ever cleaning the smell of blood out of it ever again. And while he's trying to remain composed, I'd say you can see that he's shaking quite heavily, kind of still just standing there.
That
I'm gonna go over here and eat some of this guy.
Oh,
Fried to a crisp.
well, and
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Sure, I'll do that. I fried him up good. I could have used this earlier, but this is the natural 20 I just deemed destined for.
It is delicious.
Can I roll Constitution saving throw?
For... Are you
I
joining
want to see
in
if I
the
throw
feast? Oh, for you? Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you see this goblin that you would
Perfectly
think,
balanced.
because it's got humanoid features, is more civilized. Like, surely it's got some form of civility to it. Just walk up, tear this electrocuted man's arm off and start gnawing on it, and you blow chunks. Everything you had for breakfast is on that sand.
I turn to see what's going on, to the gagging sounds. I then look at the goblin and I'm shook. I've never seen so much violence in one place before. I'm very confused and scared.
And as I see this individual kind of pull out a handkerchief, start kind of wiping blood off of himself, I'm going to walk up and just be like, they just don't know how to take care. Don't know how to take care of patrons around here. Yes, and cast prestidigitation, start cleaning off him, walking around to each person, prestidigitation to start cleaning up everything going around, just out of habit, trying to clean.
Does everybody let that happen?
I will snarl because I'm eating food and this is my... The second he comes close.
My eyes widen in shock, and it kind of pulls me out of my stupor as I kind of mumble oh, thank you, as I go to put my rapier finally into the chest.
I guess as he's cleaning, I'm gonna look up at the lady, Evie, and the character is, so, is there no more fighting? Are we done? Is there anybody else that we can fight?
For now, you're done with the fighting. I very highly doubt you want to fight who's left. But I also need competitors for this year, so I would prefer if you didn't.
With that being said, my character is gonna look super confused, and he's gonna look around for Hatterack. Then he's gonna run over to him, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, what happened? I don't understand what's going on. Did we survive?"
I'll look over you and be like, yes, you've got yourself in a bit of a scrape there. And I'll reach out and cast Cure Wounds on him. For 14 HP. And also clean him up with Prestidigitation.
So as he reaches out and gives you this warm sensation that kind of flows over you, you start to see that giant gash across your chest start to close. And it's almost like it never happened.
going to cast message at Fezzik, and hopefully try to do this a bit discreetly, although I do have to sort of point a finger at him. In your head, Fezzik, you won't be too startled as I've done this before, but I'll basically say, the man over there, he can clean us and heal people. That seems like it could be very useful.
The reply you hear is just like very what's it called? Just very not interested. Like, fine, make friends with him, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Very well.
All right. And with that, each of you are ushered out of the arena and brought
Do they let me keep the arm?
to the prep room. As you're being dragged out, they're kind of ushering you and kind of kicking the dirt at you to get you to move, kind of like a feral dog, like when you need a dog to get out of the way.
A literal sleight of hand check.
Yeah. And as you're brought into this room, you see Evie coming off the balcony. And let's see. Did you guys get switched over to the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're ushered into the prep room via a set of winding stairs, and to the right, once you get out into the opening, everybody can see the balcony that Evie was standing on. And she's speaking in a hushed voice to two enforcers. And as she sees you guys enter, she immediately stops her conversation and starts to escort you, and she says, "Right this way, please." And she will start to enter through the first archway. Let me make sure that I've got your character linked to you again, Jose.
I run straight behind her and just start asking about the potatoes. Are they fine? Are you sure nobody's touching them?
What potatoes are you talking about, dear?
The ones that you said I have to leave in the chest.
Oh, yes, those are fine. No, not a problem. They're fine.
I don't trust those guys. They look mean.
I promise.
What if they took my potatoes?
They want nothing to do with your potatoes, dear. I promise.
Then why do you take them away from me?
Well, to be fair, dear, you did chuck that one at that one woman's head very hard, and I'm pretty sure it would knock out any common folk.
But you said me to, like, fight them.
Correct, but we don't want you fighting us. We need you to keep your strength. Right this way, please. And she just keeps on walking. She's gonna continue to walk.
But my potatoes are my strength.
Does everybody else follow into the next chamber?
Yep.
I'm gonna slowly follow and kind of glance around the room as I do. He's still munching on an arm.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, dang, that's pretty good. Oh, what's my modifier? 22.
All right. So as you're being ushered into this next kind of corridor, you see on your right two curious strangers. One is dressed in basically what you wouldn't think is possible. Somehow this man has garments even more audacious than Evie's. The other man, in stark contrast, is wearing plain clothing. He's got a grease-stained shirt covered by a tattered overcoat, as a series of leather straps and harnesses keep his respective tools and gear secured to his body. They both stop their conversation and look at each character, each one of you guys. They'll look at each of you up and down as you're passing. But Tali, as you entered the room, you could catch part of their conversation. And between the two of these guys, you hear, "God damn it, that was so excessive. I don't understand why they feel to need to make that big of an example every year. They already know who they're going to pick by the time they get here. Why go through with this charade?" And that's all you hear before they stop their conversation and notice all of you coming in.
Do
I
any of
just want to.
us also overhear that?
Unless you have a... Does anybody have a passive perception over 18?
Yes.
I know you
Wait,
do.
what?
Jeez.
Jesus Christ, how?
A particular feat, and I'm
Clears his ears out every day.
Yeah.
the one part of the body that
He
I
does have very
perfectly-
large pointy ears.
I'm gonna walk up to the one that's dressed very audaciously. Be like, darling, I love your outfit. Oh, how I've always dreamed of having a wardrobe like that.
He's gonna look at you and kind of give you a curious look. And he's gonna say, there will be plenty of time for us to talk. If you would please escort Miss Evie into the next room, I'm sure we'll have plenty to speak about.
Of course, darling. I look forward to our chat later on.
Okay, so as everybody's being ushered,
Was this the one who was saying that it was excessive, or was it the other one?
the one that's even more audaciously dressed than Evie.
Okay. As we pass, I just want to walk over and say, "Because it's fun," and then munch on the arm and keep going.
You hear a slight chuckle. Alright, so at the end of this hall, when you guys go through the last archway, you see a very large metal contraption, nothing you've ever seen before. And it looks like it has metal sleeves on either end of it. And Evie addresses all of you again, and she goes, first step is to document all of you as formal contestants. So, if I could get each of you to walk up and place both of your arms in, we could move on to the fun stuff. So, who wants to go first?
I will go first.
Alright, you place both your arms in the contraption.
Both?
Mm-hmm. One arm in each sleeve.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sure.
Alright. As you do, nothing happens at first. And then you start to feel a cold sensation on your wrists, almost halfway up your forearm. And that cold starts to grow into a burn. And that burn begins to grow into a searing hot pain. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
As this happens, Rain's gonna approach the woman and be like, is she going to be alright?
Nope.
She'll be
Your
fine,
question has been
dear.
answered.
So
Oh,
as
man.
this burn turns into this blinding, white, hot, searing pain, you let out a scream.
I
And
scream hard.
For a brief second, you pass out while you're basically being held aloft by these two sleeves that you have your arms in. And one of the enforcers runs up real quick, and he kind of just grabs your head and kind of makes sure that you don't smash it on the metal and mess up any of the equipment.
Rain's gonna attempt to draw his rapier before realizing he doesn't have it.
No, like I said, she'll be fine. There's no need for any of that. I
I'm
understand you
dying.
being antsy. But soon enough, the pain comes to a stop, and the clamps that are around your arms release, and the sleeves loosen, and you can withdraw your arms. And as you look down, you
Now,
see...
the guard is holding me like what?
Well, he was just holding your head so you didn't smack it up against the metal, as you had your arms placed in there when you passed out for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
He was making sure you didn't hurt yourself, basically.
I was trying hard to hurt myself, apparently.
But yeah, once you come back to consciousness, he just kind of takes a step back. But as you look down at your arms, you can see the brand of the Capitol on one arm, and then a strange almost looks like a barcode on the other arm.
Oh, great. Now I'm special.
She's kind of just, she looks at all of you and she goes, "Oh, all right, who's next?" And she's got this smile on her face that's like basically one of those fake. This is I smile and I only do it because this is my profession, basically.
I'm
She's-
gonna walk up. So if I put my arms in that, I get to punch and hammer more people.
I just sit for a second.
You could say that, yes.
I'll immediately walk up, and because I'm still technically, because I resisted him doing it, shove my bloody arms in the thing.
Okay. Roll me a
Like wet-
Constitution saving throw. So you shoved both of your arms in, or you shoved the arm you've been eating on in?
Oh,
No, like my arms are just covered in blood, so I'm just
Oh,
shoving
okay.
them both in.
Gotcha.
All three of his arms.
Yeah, right? It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Not my greatest roll. That is plus 13 because I rolled a 9.
Okay. So with a 13, you have to bite your lip really hard because you feel the same pain that Kara was probably feeling. But you don't pass out, and it's bearable. It's not fun by any means, at all, but it's you've had worse. All right, the process is complete. Next, please.
Back to punching the arm.
Not all at once.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
I move slightly further away from the arm munching goblin.
It's a good
Yeah.
meal. It's nice.
just
and
like
crispy.
crawl, you know. I'm still like samey startled, so I just crawl a little bit further.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and kind of like looking back over my shoulder both ways, kind of mumbling a few words, kind of step up towards it, kind of give it a look over, and then go ahead and put my arms in.
Roll me that Constitution saving throw as you feel the searing white-hot pain
Man,
go
we
through
are
your
great
body.
at Constitution saving throws today.
You didn't quite scream as loud as Kara, and you didn't quite pass out as long as Kara did. But you did scream and you did pass out. Just for a little bit. It's almost like a quick blackout.
Fair.
But when you come to, the pain
Did he hit
subsided.
his head on the metal because nobody caught him?
Tell you what, let me roll I'm gonna roll a dexterity check for, let me roll a dexterity
roll
check with this
bludgeoning
enforcer real
damage.
quick. The enforcer tries to rush up and stick his hand in between your forehead and the machine, but he's a little too slow, and your head just dunks right off the front of it. You don't take any damage, but it's probably going to be sore.
Now I'll get done. I'll turn around and look at Floats and be like, "It's fine. We're good." And kind of like walk off, following this interesting goblin, bloody creature, just kind of looking it over, intrigued by it.
I'll just lightly snarl and go back to eating it.
I'll sit there and talk over my shoulder to things you cannot see about you.
All right, I believe the last two we have are, and she kind of looks down for a second and goes, I believe Floats and Fezzik, is that correct?
Fezzik's gonna walk up to her. He's gonna look at her in the eyes and just say, so exactly how replaceable are you?
Oh, I am of the utmost importance. They could not replace me.
Really?
And she just is giving you this shit-eating grin of, I deal with this every year.
From what I see, you're extremely replaceable. Let's take a
Well,
look
that
at this
is-
situation, shall we?
That's your
You're in
opinion.
this isolated room, and I'm assuming you've done this process many years over. 6 people surrounding you. Any one of them could attempt to take you hostage, hurt you, kill you, even with all your guards around.
Yes,
And
that is
what
correct.
that tells me is that whoever is giving you your orders, whoever's above you, doesn't give a shit whether you live or whether you die.
Rain is going to cast a message at Fezzik and say, in case you're not aware, you're doing that thing again where you're becoming angry.
So after his little monologue, Fezzik will just angrily walk up to the machine and put his arms in.
Evie will basically smile at you the entire time. Then as you slide your arms in, she's gonna say, do you feel better now?
Damn it.
And as you place your arms in,
That's 2 natural 1
Damn.
Constitution saving throws in a row. Wild.
it hurts. It hurts
We're
bad.
better at potato business.
You have
than
not felt this
Constitution
kind of pain
business.
before. And when you black out, you pee a little on yourself.
That's just uncalled for.
Wow.
Just a little bit. Just a little trickle of pee. Like you could pass it off as blood. You could probably even get Hedrick to clean it up for you later. Nobody will notice. It's fine.
I vote to make this tattoo machine the big bad evil of this game.
Right.
Yeah.
But as you come to, pants a little extra soggy, you remove your arms and you see the same brand of the capital on one arm and a barcode on the other.
Oh.
Well, there's
Now,
only one
Evie-
left.
Now, Evie, is there a way that we can make this a little prettier instead of these basic tattoos on my arms?
Unfortunately, dear, it's one size fits all. Now, chop chop, we have plenty to attend to.
Oh, drat. I guess if I must.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
The nat 20 that we need.
Get it! For your dignity!
What are the odds?
Oh, wow, that's insane. That's incredible. Now,
That's
just
awesome.
imagine if this thing had any stats. I mean, we would have just been done for.
Right?
Allie's just over there like
So-
laughing hysterically at everyone passing out.
Indeed, you pass out, and when you come to, little trickle pee. Little trickle pee came out.
Damn, I'm so glad I was the first one.
And poor Evie, she's just over there shaking her head in the corner. And as you come to, you see that those 2 gentlemen had slid around to the side of the wall to watch how you guys had done. And as you begin to make your way back in, they move back up to where they were.
Oh, wait, we forgot one.
Yeah, this is out of character. I don't know
What
if
do
this is intentional, but Night Piercer never had to do the thing.
Oh yeah, they would have made you go ahead and do it. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Time for you to prove
Swear to
if
God,
you
if
can
this
beat
is a
it.
1.
Come on. At one.
It's an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody.
You remain
Right
it.
underneath
You. It is hot, and it
Let's go.
does hurt, but you don't black out. You maintain your composure. It's a little bit of a squeak. Not. Everybody can tell the look on your face. It hurts, but you don't pass out.
Lucky bastard.
He didn't
And-
piss himself like the others.
Evie will once again go over her list and make sure everybody's done it, which I believe everybody has. And she will walk back into the second room. She will say, all right, now if you will accompany me, I'm going to introduce you to 2 people you are going to be very familiar with soon. So as everybody accompanies her back in, she takes a position in between the both of them, and She addresses all of you and she goes, "These are your new brands that will allow you to travel throughout the districts and give you access to places you wouldn't normally. Let's just say you basically would have been shot for stepping foot in. It's not by any means an all-access pass, but normal people will definitely take you more seriously. Do you have any questions for me before I pass you off?"
Am I going to see my potatoes again?
Yes, dear. Your potatoes will be here soon enough.
How soon?
Patience. It's a virtue.
I'll hold up the probably half-eaten, if not completely eaten arm, and be like, "Can I have the other one?"
I believe you have enough. And if that's all done, let me introduce you to the two men you'll be getting to know very well. Your tactical advisor, Mr. Ember, and your image consultant, Quartermaster Cassius. Anybody that is anybody proficient with history?
Yes.
Yes. Roll me a history check. The names of these two men sound familiar, but you being out in the woods as much as you were, it's kind of a fleeting thing. You can't quite place it. Who had the +4 in history? We got one. So
The
Night
+4.
Piercer and either one of you can make a roll for me. Whoever wants to make a history check.
17.
Okay, with a 17, you're pretty sure you know who these guys are. Basically, these are the only two surviving members from District 12's team to ever make it out of the culling. So as Evie says that, Ember looks up. He goes, "Fantastic. Normally the Capitol gives me a shit sandwich to work with, but not this year. Nope. This time it looks like they've gifted me a soggy shit burrito." And he turns to Cassius and goes, "They just really don't want us to win. And it's obvious when this is what they send me. I don't get paid enough." Cassius is going to look back at him and he's going to say, "No, but it is your job, and one that you'll do to your fullest potential, correct?" "Yep. So much. So I've been sober for a whole 2 days now."
Hell yes.
And Cassius will look back at the both of you and he goes, I apologize for my rude compatriot. He's an ass, but I promise you there is a method to his madness. And now that we've been introduced, let's get down to business. Your fight out there, albeit a win, is nothing like what you're going to be facing during your matches as we proceed through the culling. Some of your opponents have been training their whole lives for this. They will be better outfitted than you, but one thing we can do is get you up to speed." And he will motion to a brown cabinet behind all of you, and on the opposite side of the room, and you will basically be able to select if you want to change out any weapons. All weapons are available to you, and you are able to select light armor up to studded leather, medium armor up to scale mail, heavy armor up to chain mail, any shields, and it will be completely stocked with all the component pouches or magical components that you could possibly need, as well as your gear that was previously taken from you downstairs. So if between now and when we take our break here in just a minute, you guys want to do any updating, feel free to.
This is a better cabinet than what I have. Not really. I don't wear armor.
Okay.
I will
Learn.
turn to the two men and ask, would I be able to craft something for my buddy here? And I hook a finger over to the goblin.
And Ember will walk up and he'll go, "Oh, you a crafter? You like crafting things?
Yes.
What you think about putting together there?"
I'm just gonna upgrade, either get him a new hammer, upgrade that hammer. He likes smushing shit with it.
All right. And he'll take a step back and kind of looks to Evie, and Evie kind of just puts her hands up. She goes, I don't think that would be an issue. So they seem to have given you permission, if you would like to.
Sweet. And then I'll turn to Tally and say, any specifications you have?
Harder and better.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
My old hammer, which for the most part looks just like a giant meat pounder. Spikes all over it and everything. It's just a giant one.
So is this something you're going to be doing to aesthetically change the hammer, or are you actually trying to like put an infusion on it?
I'm just going to, I want to aesthetically change it, and also just kind of revamp it so it's not all old and decrepit and bloody and disgusting.
Okay. Now there is a full rack of brand new weapons behind you if you wanted to start fresh with something like that.
Is it just regular weapons, like?
Just anything you would find in the player's handbook under the weapons tab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all basic.
They're not even shiny or pretty with like engravings of the capital on them.
Unfortunately, no, dear. Not here in District 12. Please
That is
take
so
what you need,
sad.
but keep in mind this is the bare minimum. People are going to be watching you throughout this entire process, and benefactors with the right amount of coin can make your rise to the top, or a little bit of an easier walk in the park, if you know what I mean. Or they can also make it a crawl through hell. You want them to see the best in you, and relate this struggle you've been pulled into, if that makes sense.
So you're saying that if I please the crowd, they will give me a very shiny good axe?
Oh, it's very possible. Then Ember looks over at Evie and he goes, "You gonna fucking do our job too? Or, I thought we were supposed to be explaining all this shit to him." "Oh, I'm so sorry, Ember. How rude of me," and she will excuse herself. "Best of luck to you." And she will leave. And I think at that, we will go ahead and take a 15-minute break.
What is the most, what is the liquor of choice in the area that we are in?
Well, it depends. Are you looking to get into some stuff that is, like, readily available at the bars, or are you looking for, like, the backdoor hooch?
I'm looking for, basically what I'm saying, how readily available vodka is and how popular it is, and is it in the proximity so that it would come to my attention, because vodka is basically dead potatoes.
Right. Maybe not so much vodka per se, but definitely more moonshine, whiskeys, stuff like that.
Good.
Oh my god, what if Kara starts turning her potatoes into vodka?
Do we have Jose back?
Sacrifice will be worth it.
Yeah, I'm here.
You don't understand. Those potatoes have history. They have families. Well, they had families.
Quick question. You said that there was gear, spell components, all that kind of stuff. Any kind of, like potions, anything like that in there?
No potions, no magic items. It's all basically your standard common gear, but if anybody wants to like grab a couple daggers to have on hand, or if somebody wants to swap out their weapons, or if anybody wants to maybe upgrade their armor to what a level 4 character might possibly have, Jose.
I want
Then
to
not
ask, are there
split
herbs
mail.
in there?
Is there what?
Herbs in there?
One more time. What's
Herbs, you know, like medical
herbs?
herbs.
Yeah.
green stuff.
If it doesn't have a like a cost, I would say yes. You wouldn't have like incense or anything like that in there.
No, I meant like, because I can make potions.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah. Just need
Basically
the materials.
just
How many
basic
daggers
spell components.
are there?
I'd say there's I don't know, let's find out.
Roll for daggers.
I'm rolling for daggers. You find 3 daggers in there.
Awesome.
Is there rope?
Yes. Basic adventuring gear if you need it. I would say any adventuring gear outside of like artisan's tools or anything like that. Artisan's tools wouldn't be in there.
I don't understand. So they allow us to pick up those weapons right in front of them, but I cannot bring in potatoes?
Well, your potatoes are in there. Like all of y'all's gear that you came in with is still in there if you'd like it back. If you'd rather just keep what you have.
Oh.
Or, like,
Good
if
thing
somebody
that you
wants-
said that. I wouldn't know that it's the chest with my potatoes. Holy guacamole.
They're in there. Just as safe as Evie told you they would be.
I'm grabbing the heck out of them. Before they get smashed or anything. Or get eaten by somebody.
Yes, I will eat them.
Jesus Christ. That would be
Goblins
an
eat raw
epic
meat.
battle.
Potatoes, but not that.
Dude, they have
What's-
names. They have
Want your
personalities.
dinner?
I am emotionally attached to them potatoes.
All right, so if everybody's back, we'll go ahead and start diving back in. But as you guys are rummaging through the crates and picking up your various items and gear that you might need, you hear Ember kind of scalding Cassius, and he says, "For fuck's sake, man, quit. Just stop telling them everything up front. We don't even know if these rookies are going to make it to their first match. For all we know, this ragged band of misfits won't even make it to their training site. Is there..." And he'll start addressing all of you, and he'll go, "Is there anybody here that thinks they got the balls to take the reins for this group?"
I mean,
I don't mind.
Who speaks up first?
I don't. I mean, I would have put a hand up with the eaten
So,
hand and been like,
as you put your hand up, make a dexterity
I-
check. Just a general dex check.
"Oh, is this
Everybody?
something I can see?"
Everybody?
Hmm?
Or whoever is putting up the arm.
Whoever puts their hand up first.
Oh.
Sure.
Oh,
I
no.
haven't. Is this something I can see?
So, it's very fast. So,
I mean,
we'll
as long
just
as
say-
it's something that's possible to be seen, I get advantage on that.
well, let's just. I tell you what. Yeah, go ahead and roll. It's not a saving throw. It's just a dex check.
Oh, okay.
So go
I
ahead
still
and
got-
roll. We'll see who gets their hand up first.
19.
19. Okay, you get your hand up first. Go ahead and roll me one more dex check.
Okay.
Oh, I would also be raising my hand.
did
if you want
better.
me to make a roll.
Go ahead and roll a dex check for me then too, if you're gonna try to put your hand up first.
It's
It's
20.
Why is everyone better than me?
I have a
Putting
plus
their
4
hands
dex and I rolled
No,
a
we all
15
have
and
a
an
plus 4.
18.
up.
No, you don't get advantage. It's just a dex check. It's not a saving throw.
I know, but you told me to roll again.
Oh, so you got your. So the first one was an 18, and the second one was what? Or was
That
it
was
first?
the
15?
first one was a. Let me check what my thing is. Because I rolled a 15 on the first one.
Okay.
Plus 4. No, 19, and then the second one I rolled an 18, and that's plus
Okay.
4.
So yeah, as you get your hand up first, and you are prepared to hear whatever it is he has to say, like a whip. He takes out a map and just hucks it at your head, but you're ready for it, and you snag it just out of the middle of the air. And with that, Ember walks out of the room, and he's gone.
We're all doomed.
The
Cassius,
most feral person has the map. Will I eat it? We'll find out.
Cassius is gonna approach all of you, and he's gonna go, "Again, I am so sorry. This map will show you the layout of the entire district. For those of you who don't know, we are in Oak Hill. Your training is scheduled to begin in Princeton in a week. If you fail to report after 9 days, the capital will assume that you're dead or have absconded. And we don't want that. Believe me, we really don't want that. I know all of you are capable of doing this, and I can't wait to see you when you get there. And when you do get into Princeton, be sure you look for the Victor's Manor. You can't miss it, I promise. And good luck." And he will also exit.
Before he exits, I wanna stop and say, hey, 1 second. Can I ask
Oh,
you
yes.
something?
Yes, absolutely.
So how'd you do it?
How did I do what?
I just give him the blankest stare and say, you know what?
Afraid I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but maybe if you could enlighten my memory?
Only you and Ember.
Only me and Ember.
You're the only ones to do it.
We're the
I'm not
same
stupid.
team.
I'm just, we've done a lot of things. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to.
He'll just turn away.
All right. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I will be
Also
on
a
my
question.
way. Oh, yes.
Will we see you again before training starts, and can you tell us anything about what that might entail?
Well, let's put it this way. If you're able to make it to Princeton, you will definitely see me again, and that's where we will begin our training. However,
You said if
technically,
we make it to Princeton.
well, let's put it this way. We've had groups before that not all 6 made it. But don't get me wrong, as long as you stay on the main roads, which will border the railways, you should be fairly fine. You should be fine. Just whatever you do not stray from the road.
Sounds alright to me.
Again, 7 days. At 9, presumably dead or absconded. We don't want either of those. I would like to see all of you. And you kind of roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Oh no, we're gonna discover that he
7.
doesn't want us.
With a 7, you get the gist that he is being sincere, but at the same time, part of
I
your...
rolled 21.
Okay, so we'll say that, yeah, you get the gist that he's being sincere about what he's saying. Kara, you get the gist that this trek to Princeton possibly is the beginning of your training, and that it is not going to be necessarily the easiest of journeys.
I hug my potatoes.
Does anybody have any more questions for me? Anyone? All right. Well, then I expect to see you all in Princeton, and again, good luck. And he will exit.
We will die.
Shove the map in my bag for now.
Wait. We need to see that goblin. What are you doing?
Just gonna have it in the bag and look
We're
at
not
you.
gonna survive. This goblin is gonna eat us all.
At this point, the enforcers all escort you out of the prep room and out of the Coliseum, and you are outside of Princeton, or outside of Oak Hill. and you are free to do whatever you would like.
I'm immediately going to start marching in the direction we're supposed to go.
I'm going to follow suit.
So, does Tali still have the map?
Yes, I still have the map.
Okay.
Do we know where we're going?
So if
Do we have like a smidge of the idea of where we're going?
So this token right here is you guys. This is Oak Hill, where you've been. And then over here is your destination on the opposite end of the map. And for every 4 squares will take about a day of travel. If you would like to push extra squares, you are able to do that at the cost of possibly becoming exhausted, taking points of exhaustion. But the choice is definitely yours. If you want to stop in any of the towns, if you want to take the rest of the day and rest in Oak Hill, you're more than welcome to. If you want to go to a tavern and discuss what's happened to you today, then you're more than welcome to do that as well. Choice is yours.
Goblin, can we see the map, please?
Oh no. Do we fight Goblin for the map?
Do you want to fight the goblin?
Can I sleight of hand try to steal it from Goblin? Jesus
Roll
Christ,
me a
this is
sleight of
not
hand
gonna
check.
end. This is not gonna end well.
That
No.
does not even pass his passive perception, so I would say he sees you and is able to retain
Not even close.
possession of the map.
But
You get a snarl and a bite at you.
Basically,
hit you with,
without
Jesus.
without giving-
Can I roll dexterity to see if I can dodge the bite?
Oh, it's more like a snap, not an actual like.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he's just nipping at you.
I'm terrified.
He's trying to
of
assert
this
his
bite.
dominance.
Well, Goblin, if you'd like
Still
to
have-
lead the way, then that's perfectly fine with us, as long as you know where you're headed.
I'm not sure he is bright enough to read maps.
So because you guys have a map, I'll go ahead and just tell you, I'm not gonna make you guys roll survival checks to basically follow it. The path is a road, it's very clear cut for the most part. You looking at the map will know that it will take basically, if you just go your typical 4 squares.
If we ever
it'll-
looked at the map.
Well, just to let everybody know, just for brevity's sake, that it will take you roughly about 7 days at 4 squares a day to get there. If you want to just move at a regular pace and without counting all the squares.
Do we just move forward?
Well, so what do you want to do?
Already started marching.
Are you guys just, is everybody headed out right off the rip?
Yep.
You're just gonna start making a trek?
Yep.
Do I know other vehicles we're able to hire in town?
There are. There are definitely liveries. Roll me an investigation check.
All right. 21.
Okay, with a 21, you are able to find 2 liveries. One of which has 3 horses that they're able to offer up, but you're looking at about 40 gold per horse. You are also able to find a second livery that has another 3 horses, but this one wants 80 gold per horse.
Can we steal horses?
You can certainly try. Theft is a crime, just so you're aware.
Well, unless any of you have quite a bit of money, it looks like we're walking.
It looks that way.
All
I
right.
like to imagine while they're trying to find us, I wouldn't have stopped. I would have just kept going. Not caring if anyone falls, just like I'm at
But
least.
dear,
a
where has
good-
the goblin gone off to?
Oh, Jesus.
Roll a perception check.
I knew they weren't the right one to get the map, and with that, I'm going to snap and summon Barrow, an owl who sort of pops out of existence onto my shoulder. Going to send him out into the sky to go search for this goblin. For Tally.
And
Dude, is it Tally or Tully?
Like you don't technically you don't know the name.
Yeah,
thought
I
you
know.
knew.
Just out of character, I wanted to have the decency to say your name
I mean,
correctly.
I was
Gonna be
curious if you
calling the
guys were
goblin in
actually
character.
gonna take a minute to
Goblin.
introduce yourselves, but you know.
No one's really asked the goblin anything except for give me the mask, so it doesn't have a high opinion of it.
Yeah, I saw her eat a person's dead
That's
body.
fair
I'm
enough.
not asking her name.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
But
a her.
can my owl, Barrow, up in the sky, make a perception check to try to spot out this goblin?
He is on the board. Roll your perception check with
Okay.
advantage, because I believe owls get advantage on perception.
The
All right. And are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just walking? I'm assuming you're just walking. He's just hoofing it. So yeah, I would say with a 19, you with Barrow's really keen eyesight, you're able to pick up the tiny goblin with the giant bushy tail and the enormous axe on her back, walking straight out of town.
Barrow's telling me it's that away, and I'm just going to start marching after it.
Oh,
I just
I'm
walk-
going.
I just
Yeah,
follow.
just follow along.
All right. If everybody is following,
And as we catch up, can I send Barrow to sort of scout the area, ahead, to
The
see
way
if
I'll-
there's anything blocking our path?
the way I'll do it is I'll have Barrow just basically follow one square in front of you guys, and
Is it still raining?
the rain's let up a little bit, but it's not done raining. So you still have a little bit of a drizzle. Let's see. Let's get some traveling music going.
We should have asked for umbrellas. Oh well.
Right, so which way are you guys headed? Headed towards Fort Beckley?
Wherever is Goblin going?
Yeah, where was Goblin going?
Where was Goblin going?
Goblin's going from point A to point B.
So he's literally just taking the fastest route to get there.
Yep.
Through the mountains.
So we'll say right about there. Alright, and are you guys just walking at a regular pace? Are you guys walking at a brisk pace? Are you...
We're walking at the Goblin's pace.
How fast of a pace is the goblin
assume.
walking?
Goblin.
Oh, something must be happening. It's not getting any audio through there.
Yeah.
For the most part, it'd probably be a somewhat hurried pace that would fight things again,
Ugh.
but not like straight on
So
sprinting.
you're not sprinting, but yeah. Okay.
While we're heading there,
More like
I
a
would
light
like to
jog or something.
I'd like to tap Goblin on the back and say, I just do want to remind you that Cassius told us to stay on the road, but I suppose this is fine.
Alright.
Who needs roads?
I wouldn't give a shit what Cassius says. That guy's full of shit.
And
You
while
say
you
so,
guys are traveling, is anybody going to be keeping an eye out for anything other than Barrow?
I'm probably trying to keep an eye out for dangers along the path.
Alright,
Yeah.
roll me a perception check for Barrow and a perception check for whoever else wants to roll one with Barrow.
I'll just be
You want-
using my senses to do it.
Oh, it's not 20. Cataract.
Nice.
Alright. Let's see. So, as you guys are traveling, you're into your first day, and with really good eyes on, you guys are keeping an eye out, staying not necessarily to the road per se, but you found a couple animal paths that, deer and other creatures tend to move through pretty regularly, and you guys are making still decent time, and nothing seems to happen. Are you guys going to try to find a place to sleep for the night? Are you guys just gonna keep trucking?
What time is it around? Well,
I would say by the time you guys got into Oak Hill and then did the competition, got all your stuff together, and then pressed, you're bordering dusk right now. Like it's starting to get nighttime. Like the sun is setting. If you guys want to start looking for a place to bed down for the night, now would probably be a good time to do it.
How far we are away from the forfrectory?
From the fort, you're probably looking at another. What is it? So, looking at about another 6 hours.
I'm thinking we just make
I mean,
camp
we
here for
don't
the night.
know.
yeah, taking
We
a
don't
look
know.
around.
We,
I mean,
we haven't seen the map.
what is our surroundings sort of composed of? Is it forest?
I don't know. Roll another perception check.
Okay. Oh, a natural
Okay.
20.
There you go. So you guys are fairly out in the open, but with Barrow's keen eyesight, he spots a small plot of land that looks like it would be a really good place to bed down for the night. It's kind of tucked in between a couple spare trees, and you guys have some coverage. Probably, if you play your cards right, you could get away with nothing happening through the night.
Right. Night Piercer will say, well, it's getting late. We should probably head to bed. There's a pretty nice place over there if we'd like to head this way. And he's just kind of curved towards that direction.
Right?
Sure.
Sounds like a plan. I think tomorrow morning we get going early and we try to get as far as we can tomorrow.
Okay.
Is Goblin just gonna keep marching, or
Is Goblin gonna bed down with them for the night?
Do we have to restrain Goblin?
Goblin doesn't know them, so it's not gonna sleep with them. It's gonna keep going a little further.
Okay, how much further?
Rain's gonna yell, Goblin,
grappling?
where are you going?
Finding my own place to sleep.
We need
I
the
don't
map.
know. Won't be that far.
So,
Oh dear.
so how far away are you going?
About an hour, just straight forward.
Okay. You're going for an entire hour, straight forward,
Entire
away
hour.
from the rest of the party.
Yep.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding that correctly.
I'm just like following. I'm just gonna follow the goblin
All right.
at the respectable distance.
So she keeps following you. Well, are you doing it stealthily or are you doing it?
Let's do it stealthily.
All right,
I guess.
roll me a stealth check.
Before Kara breaks too far away from the rest, I'm gonna try to grab her by the shoulder and say, you really want to head alone into who knows where with that thing that just ate someone?
I can stand for myself. I'm not that weak, I guess. You don't have to look out for me.
Well,
All
you
right,
say
your
this,
funeral.
Could you please stay with us, Kara?
So you are Rain. Why didn't
Please don't
you?
call me that. It's Night Piercer. I can't say that with a straight face.
Yeah. Fezzik is definitely chuckling every time he says that name.
It's
Hmm.
Night Piercer.
Sounds very childish.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I wish I could say slick, but I am the Emerald Hammer, so.
I just stand there like looking at you and then at the group, considering like how much of the damage your reputation can take. And I just sigh and walk past you, just pat you on the shoulder, and just say like, whatever you say. Always trying to be so cool.
Well, good luck. Hope you don't die.
Alrighty. So I guess roll stealth.
If you're following stealthily, sure.
I'm not particularly.
All right.
caring
I'm
that they're there.
stealthy.
That does beat my passive, so I don't know you're there.
It does.
But I would stealth because it is night and not knowing the area, I don't want to get eaten. So I will stealth myself as well.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let's go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Okay, that's not bad. What's my modifier? 17. 13 plus 4.
Okay, so 21. Okay, so Kara, roll me a perception check.
Oh, god damn it.
Let's see if you can keep up with the stealthy goblin.
I can't.
Boy, howdy, you are super quiet, and you get about 15 to 20 minutes away from the camp. You're steadily tracking Tali, and she just vanishes. It's the weirdest thing. You could have sworn she moved one way, and the more you look, it's getting dark. Can't figure out where she went.
Yeah, I'm walking back.
You're gonna walk back? Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad.
Okay, do me a favor, roll me a survival check.
Hell yes.
You find your way
Ooh,
back,
nice.
no problem.
Yeah,
regroup
we
with
lost the
everybody
goblin.
else.
To a fat "I told you so" from Night Piercer.
No, sorry. Who was that from?
Just get lost in the
Are you saying it out loud or?
Yeah,
Well,
look who came
it doesn't
crawling
hurt
back.
it doesn't hurt to look a little bit further than your nose sometimes. I don't trust this goblin, and we probably lost him forever. Oh, or her. How do you
We'll
tell
find her in the morning.
the difference
I
between her and him in goblins?
I fail to see how anything happening to the goblin will affect us in any way.
Well,
I
as
mean-
far as I can tell, she could fend for herself, so I'm sure she'll be alright.
And I still have the map.
Yeah,
As all this-
I'm more worried about that than anything that green thing is.
As they're going through all of this, I'll be back setting up camp with various things floating around me as I use my mage hand and my unseen servant to help me set up the camp for everybody.
Are you just putting together like lean-tos, or are you putting together basically
Oh
just
yeah,
whatever
going
the
all out.
surroundings?
Going all out, trying to go through the surroundings, trying to find anything I can to make this as comfortable an experience as possible.
Alright.
Night Piercer's gonna initially look amazed, but then say, "I could do that."
Alright. Now, I guess we'll do this in two waves then, since our goblin friend is away from the pack. About an hour. Way away from earshot. So we'll start with the main group. Are you guys gonna be taking shifts? How are you gonna be doing your nighttime routine?
I can go first.
There are 5 of us, so
Yeah.
is it 2 people per shift and then 1 person takes it alone?
Up to you guys.
Well, I'm asking the group, I guess.
Sure, I can take a shift alone. That's fine.
Oh, it's also fine if I take it alone, but I mean, if you insist.
Yes. You rest. You rest. I'll take a shift alone.
All right. Then, Fezzik, would you like to take the shift together?
You know what? Sure. Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty, old man.
Hey, you watch your tongue there, boy.
He just pretends he didn't hear anything.
All right. So whoever's up on first watch, roll me a perception check.
We're all gonna die.
Keep saying it might come true.
Oh,
Okay.
I did well.
17.
Wait, am I
You
alone
and-
or who?
No, it'd be
who's
floats
standing
as
with
well.
Oh, right, yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, you two, other than basically just hearing the typical nighttime sounds that would be heard around this area, you go by with your watch and seems fine. Everything seems good.
So how did they find you?
Oh, honey, I was arrested for no reason at all.
Oh, like what reason? Did they just like pick you up on the street?
Well, my friend Hatterack, he insulted this captain of the enforcers, and he didn't take too kindly to it. And so they
Hatterack?
decided to arrest us.
Who is Hatterack?
That's me.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused on who is who because there are no like tags or anything, and I can't really.
I guess technically we haven't even told anyone our names yet, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not necessary to know.
True.
I guess we could have, like, we had an entire day walking. Like, maybe
Probably would have done that, yeah.
we exchanged
Yeah.
names.
Introduced ourselves a little more.
No, my name is Karatalham. You can call me Kartoha. But you're probably not gonna. Because it's hard.
Kartoha, is it?
Kartoha, yep.
Well, it is very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How did you wind up in this disaster of a mess?
They followed me to the forest where I had my potato garden, and I fought them for my potatoes, but I only managed to save 4.
I see. I did notice that you do love your potatoes.
Yes, they're amazing. I mean, this is Percival, and I pick out the one that I brought with me, but to the arena. But you wouldn't tell the difference because it's a potato. But if you ever like care to know, it's the biggest potato out of the 4. And this one is Teresa, and it's the second largest potato. And this is Vincent, and it's a potato shaped like a proper bean, kidney, like bean or kidney, whichever better fits. And this is Borg, and Borg is just like a small round potato. He's a runt.
Now, do you consider these potatoes your friends, or do you save them to eat them, or
They're
make
my
anything with them?
friends. They're like I nurtured them properly because they like sproutlings that they are. Like I know their parents, I know their grandparents, I know their grandparents. But yeah, the grandparents are wild potatoes, so I don't know. I like them. They always nice. They always say nice things, and they don't run away and shelter themselves from the connection like some of the people that I know. And I just like begrudgingly look at the night blade or what I don't know. He
Piercer.
may Night Piercer. I look at him and like
I'm sound
I s-
asleep, probably snoring a little.
I just look at you and like roll my eyes and say, yeah, better than people.
So these potatoes talk to you?
Well, they don't actually talk. Like they don't have mouths, but if you really listen closely, you can hear them. And I just put up like Percival to his ear. But you really have to listen and believe.
I am gonna pretend to listen
Roll for
to
belief.
to not offend.
Roll a performance check.
Oh no.
You are trying your best to entertain the rantings and ravings of Kara, but every now and then you catch yourself dozing off a little bit.
It's okay. I don't expect you to understand.
Well, maybe one day I will, honey. One day.
Maybe.
So who's got second watch?
I'll go ahead and take second watch.
All right. Roll me if is anybody else getting up with you? Or are you solo me
Nah,
the middle?
I'm soloing the middle.
All right. Roll me perception. 15. Okay. It's about halfway through the middle of the night. And you're pretty alert. It's hard to describe, but you being kindred to those that you are, you start to get the sense that just something doesn't feel right. And as you listen intently, you start hearing something. And it gets louder.
Good sound effect.
And it
Can I tell a direction it's coming from?
you're not, with a 15 perception, you're not quite sure where it's coming from, but roll me an intelligence check.
Is someone eating something or is it the sound noise? Like
Oh,
With
it's
an
the goblin.
18, you can tell it sounds an awful lot like whenever Tali was munching on that human arm.
oh.
I'm going to cast light on my skull.
Okay.
See if it illuminates anything around me.
No? You don't see anything. After a little bit, munching subsides, and you don't hear it anymore. And the rest of your night, your shift goes by without any problems. Who's taking last watch?
Me and Pheasant.
Right. Give me them perception checks.
Alright, I'll take them with my owl.
You gonna have Mr. Barrow go up and owl drone?
Yeah, and while Barrow's owl droning, can I also try to spot out our little goblin friend?
What do you get, 100-foot radius before it? Now, I would say the way that I would rule it is you can give it a command to go look for the goblin, but because it being an hour out, you'll still be able to see and hear through it, but you won't be able to give it any commands until it comes back. So once it gets out of that 100-foot range, you'll basically have to use your perception check to essentially
just
look for
wanted
it.
to stay within the 100-foot range, but see if it can just somehow manage to spot him out
Okay.
from a very long distance away. Being an owl,
Okay.
maybe it can.
Maybe.
It's 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so I got a 15, a dirty 20, and a 5. So, you don't find the goblin, but you do find something that is moving kind of where you guys came off that animal path. And it's moving away from y'all. But it's hard to describe. It looks human, but it's dragging a giant buck. I mean, probably twice the size of it. And with a 20, Barrow can make out quite a few details on this thing. Its face is elongated, and its ribs are sunken in, and even though it's obviously been consuming this huge amount of meat, it looks like it hasn't eaten in months. And as Barrow kind of zones in on the hands, he can see that it's got elongated fingers that are almost like claws. And it's just slowly dragging the buck off away from you guys. But other than that, you guys don't hear anything else? Notice anything else?
I'm gonna come back to my senses and be like, well, there was a bit of a strange creature somewhere out there in the darkness, but it looks like it's headed out for us. Did you see anything while I was out?
Nope. All clear.
And kind of gonna breathe a sigh of relief and say, so what exactly did you do to fuck this up this much?
Rain, you know what I do for a living, man.
You got caught?
More likely someone snitched. It was only a matter of time.
I suppose so.
They just showed up on my doorstep, and I kind of already knew.
I see.
What about you? You said you volunteered? What the hell's that about?
Well, the medicine from black markets, they helped, but Jules is getting worse every day, and
Shit.
I think the capital might be able to do something. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if I make a name for myself, we can find something. And he kind of looks visibly distressed.
Rain, you're a good kid. You're real stupid sometimes, you know that?
I'm stupid.
Yeah, you are stupid.
We have
What do
a
you think
goblin
you're-
on the loose with the map that we need to get to Princeton. You're calling me stupid?
Yes.
Alright, well, whatever you say. I guess you always know best. That's how it's always been.
Fezzik will just lay back on his back and look up at the sky.
I hope we're gonna be alright.
Same here.
I think that'll conclude our watch.
Alright. So, Tali, how are you planning on sleeping for the night?
History.
Do what? You just
History.
gonna pass out?
I'm gonna find the biggest, like mostly densely covered with leaves tree I can find that'll see if they match up normally to my color. It's best I
Alright.
can.
Okay, so you left the initial campsite that probably would have made a really good place to camp for the night. Roll me another perception check.
16.
16. Okay. You find another smaller clearing. It's definitely not as dense as the one that you had left previously. So,
Oh boy.
I'll go go ahead and place you on there, and you feel free to place yourself wherever you would like to sleep.
We're gonna lose our goblin.
All right. Now roll me a stealth check to see how well. Actually, stealth or survival check, your choice, to see how well you can camouflage and hide yourself before you go to sleep for the night.
Sure. I'm gonna go at least halfway, if not higher, up the tree, just in case.
Okay. So you're gonna climb
I'll
the
probably-
tree?
Yeah.
Are you gonna like just straight up yoke yourself up the tree, or are you gonna try to like bounce from branch to branch?
I could do either. Technically, it's the same.
Which one would you like? You tell me.
I guess I'll kind of like flip up the tree and kind of bounce around a little.
All right. So roll me a dex check first, or an acrobatics check.
16 plus 4, so a dirty 20.
So you are up in that tree. Now your choice, stealth or survival, to kind of camouflage yourself in there.
Stealth, because I have a 0 in survival.
All right.
Ooh. 19.
Okay. You feel you're
Okay.
pretty well hidden.
But I'm going to. It's in some of my inventory. I have a rope. I'm going to tie the rope around me and a big, like, not a mixture of the trunk and like the branch I'm going to be on top of, so that way even if I nod off, I'll be secure.
Okay. Now I get to roll some dice.
Fun.
So
They kill it. Find out.
well, that sucks. Well, I guess it would just be straight. So okay. All right. So as you're up in the tree, you've done this before. Like, you know how to camp in the woods. You're a goblin. You not a stranger to being stealthy and sneaky, and while you're up in that tree, sleep takes you off for the night, at least for a couple hours. And in the middle of the night, you're woken up, and you wake up to that same sound that you were making when you were chewing on that arm. And you see two of these horrors that are slowly making their way up to this side of the map. And they seem to be chewing on something. You're not quite sure what. Unless you want to roll me a perception check.
No, she's just gonna stay silent in the tree. Make no noise.
Just gonna chill out?
She's smart enough to know that this may be. She's not intelligent, but she understands there's a pecking order to environments, and she's not gonna try and piss something off that might be at the highest of the pecking order. If it was a small goblin, then that thing would get a ground pound, but that's it. But not gonna mess with whatever this weird thing is on low sleep.
Alright. As they pass, sounds get quieter again. And they're gone. And you fall back asleep again. When you wake up, the morning greets you. Luckily, none of those happened to roll a high enough perception check to find you in the tree.
Worst case, I would have dashed like no one's business. 'Cause I can do 3 of those. The turn.
These things are fast. They're very fast.
Well, it worked. So.
Yep. So yeah. All right. Back to the map for day 2. So you guys have the morning greet you, all of you. What is the order of today's business?
Well, since me and Fezzik would be waking everyone up, I feel like as soon as we do, I'd be like, we need to find this stupid goblin.
Okay. And Tali, are you going to work your way back to try to meet back up with the group?
She's gonna look around after waking up, because I would assume I'd probably wake up an hour after them, because I traveled an hour further out.
Correct.
So I'd probably like get down from the tree, get all my stuff, and then look at the tracks these weird things made and see if try and figure out what they might have been eating. If it was a person.
Well, if we have an hour, maybe during the hour that Tali's oversleeping, we can find her.
Sure.
Or attempt to.
Yeah, do you want to try to use Barrow again?
Yeah, that would be ideal.
All right. Roll me that perception.
Thank God for advantage.
I'll sling some guidance on Barrow as well on the way out. I can do it at 60 feet as it's heading
Sure.
out.
Roll me a d4.
Awesome.
I guess. That's right. I'll do a D4.
There you go.
Add
Cool.
2 more.
Yeah, I would say with a 17, no problem. As you guys are moving about, you notice that as you guys are finding the same clearing that Tali had found that night, as Barrow's doing his flyby, he happens to see Tali scrambling out of the tree, and you are all able to reconvene together. So, I will say, I'll put you guys over there.
Let's say the moment we catch up to Tali, Nightpiercer is going to confront them and tell them to hand over the map. It's going to be like, well, we've seen how this goes. You just go off by yourself. If you're not going to stick to the party, we might as well keep it with us.
She's gonna smile at you, and then start walking. She's not taking him seriously.
He's going to draw his rapier, and you're going to hear it. You'll hear like the clink of metal on metal as it comes out of its scabbard.
Can I try and steal the map again?
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
Now, are you trying to like just muscle it out, or are you trying to like
Dude,
be
that's
sneaky
not
about it?
gonna.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
with a
to
9.
get there.
She just still sees it. She's a wily little goblin, man.
Oh.
I'm going to cast message to Fezzik and be like, old man, what do you want me to do about this?
So do you stop when you hear the rapier?
I'll casually take the warhammer down and drag it behind me, and like glance back, and I'll just keep moving.
Vezek will approach
Ow.
the goblin and be like, alright, let's, why don't we all just calm down here? What is your name there, Miss Goblin? I put out a hand.
I'm gonna stare at him. Do you want the name that they gave me when fighting, or do you want the actual name?
Whatever you address yourself by.
I'm gonna sit there for a moment and think. To the point if I had like gears, you'd hear like steam coming out. Like, I go by either, but which one should I use?
Just give us your name.
Allyworth.
Tally. That's a nice name. Name's Fezzik. I should try to shake your hand.
I'll put the hammer in his hand and shake it like that.
You know what? Hey, fair enough. So, we're all of us here. We're going to the same place. We're all going to the same destination. We got the same goal in mind. I understand you want to keep a brisk pace, and I respect that. You know, you want to get what you want to get done. But we're going to the same spot, and you kind of got our only means of finding where we need to go. So perhaps we could come to some sort of agreement here.
If it makes you feel any better, I wasn't planning on just leaving you to die. I don't know any, and I'll gesture to everyone, any of you. I'm not going to sleep next to you.
Hey, you know what? That's fair. That's your right. I won't stop you from doing that. But just perhaps, do you think we could at least, during the days, perhaps, either share the map or let us have the map for a certain amount of time so we can accurately figure out where we're going to?
I'll let you look at it while I open it.
I'll
Do this so you
call
can
over
see
the
it.
group.
Keep going.
Call over the group to come look at the map.
Oh,
I'm gonna give Fezzik a pat on the shoulder as I come to look.
Well, it looks like we're
Preston's all
just
over there.
pretty close to the fort. Do we want to stop there, or should we just keep on trekking?
Well, if we walk that far in one day, and Rain's kind of trying to do some math in his head.
I mean, do you guys feel hungry at all?
I'm gonna assume by this point the little meat that's left is all rotten. I'm gonna be like, what?
Do we have, like, the rations and stuff from our equipment?
I assume so.
Did you guys pick up rations? They were offered. Part of the adventuring gear. We could say you guys
Yeah.
picked up some if you
Yeah, I
want.
definitely brought
Okay.
rations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I have them in my inventory, I just wanted to know.
Yeah. Nope, totally fine. Basic adventuring gear, normal stuff that you would take for a trip. You're all level 4, I'm assuming. You've done a little bit of adventuring, all of you, so you would know to pick up the basic necessities.
Right.
I would say I would not.
You don't have any rations?
You might not be able to spell the word ration, but you would know you need to eat something.
Well, I would grab a few, but I mean, like, on the character, they were basically just fighting. They were not adventuring, so they have, certain things.
Yeah, but you can also, I mean, you've ate a dead man's arm. I'm pretty sure you're resourceful enough to...
I'd be catching things on the way if I could.
Sure.
You know what? Why don't we just keep on going for today? It seems like we're all seem fine. Why don't we can stop in Bluefield if we need something to, refill our supplies.
Right. Sounds
Now,
good.
do we move faster if we walk on the road for some portion of the way?
With your perception checks from last time, you guys made the same amount of time. So you can try to get back out to the road, or you can keep on going the way you're going. You'll probably, if you stick closer to the mountainside, you'll probably be able to, I would say, make about the same amount of time with a moderate DC.
Alrighty, let's just keep walking.
All right, who's in the front? Who's keeping an eye out?
I can be in the front.
Okay.
Just be
Anybody?
walking normally, and whatever catches my eye, catches my eye.
All right,
We'll
both.
be scouting also, as usual.
Give me 2 people to roll perception.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what. So yeah, you roll with. Are you rolling with Barrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very
Yeah, you
bad
can
at
roll with
this.
Barrow.
This
Guidance
is
on
a
Barrow.
like
And it's still
natural
14.
too.
If you guidance, yeah, if he's giving you guidance with even a 15, you're able to continue the same path that you guys have been using.
Okay.
And
I'll say this time, as Haderek gives Barrow guidance, I assume by putting his hand on his feathers.
Oh, I can do it from 60 feet, so I can cast
Oh,
it
you
while
can.
he's on the way out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Would we notice that you're somehow giving him guidance, or would it just be like unknown?
are you trying to hide it? The guidance?
I'm not trying to hide it. I'm
You're just-
casting it as he's leaving because I know he's going out to search, so I'm giving him that little boost.
Guidance is visual or verbal somatic.
Yeah.
So just roll a general perception check.
Okay. And this would be for me.
Yes, for you.
Perception. An 11.
I would say anything over a 10. Yeah, you catch the noise from behind you, and as you kind of turn around, you'll see him basically just. However, how would you cast guidance? Do you?
It's just kind of like without even really looking at, just kind of a quick. It's something I've been doing all my life. So just making the quick hand gestures, intoning the verbal component, just kind of not even paying attention to where I'm doing it to.
It's just a
Because it's something I
quick
could,
little flourish.
yeah, it's something I could do kind of, with half a mind on it, kind of thing.
So
Not
yeah,
going
you
to say
you
anything.
catch the back end of that.
I'll note that.
All right. And I would say with a 15, as you guys are making your way kind of around the mountain pass, still using the same animal trails, eventually you see a break, and you notice that the road, you've kind of made your way back out to the main roadway. However, when you get back out to the main roadway, make sure, yeah, it's the right one.
This is okay.
Are those donkeys?
Are they Sakuras?
That's what I was
Are
thinking
they
too. It's like,
good?
why are there 6 Sakuras on the road?
Looks like this is gonna be an easy combat.
Okay.
I know.
Too far.
Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, that's right. I gotta grab them from over here. Let me grab y'all's tokens real quick.
Is it a Sakura?
Yeah.
6 Sakuras.
6 of them.
I'm so afraid.
And then 2 dead donkeys?
So what would be the marching order for you guys? I'm assuming
I'm
since we
going
had
first.
Kara. Yep, Kara was up front.
I'm
And
not sure if
then
I
Tali, you were up there with her?
Because that'd be using the math and checking it.
Okay, who would be behind
closer to
them?
the rear.
Yeah, I'm probably in the rear as well.
Yeah, just move your tokens. You can go 2 abreast, based on whatever line you guys want to make. Can you manipulate your tokens? Let me make sure. Oh, yep. Yeah, everybody should
Yeah, it'll
be
be
able to
towards the
use
back
theirs.
near floats, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as you kind of push your way through the clearing and you get back out onto the main road, Tali and Kara both, you notice there are 6 people out in the middle of the road, and what appears to be 2 dead horses laying in the middle of the road.
Oh no. Who killed the horses? What are people doing? Can we?
Right
can
now,
we-
they're just kind of standing around. You've got a
Do
couple
they
of them
look panicked?
that are
Do they
standing over the
look-
horses.
Do they
I would
look
say
confused?
with your original perception check, they're sort of distraught, but I would say with Tali's perception check, these horses, they are beyond mutilated. Like it's almost hard to discern that they are horses. But yeah, these people are kind of just standing around. Some of them are shaking their heads. It's almost like they're not quite sure what to do.
Can we just walk past them?
Yeah, I'm about to do that.
Do you want to walk past them?
I'm just gonna like straight up walk past them. I don't care.
Okay.
Alright, we'll follow
Well, as
suit.
you-
At least I will.
Well, as you move forward, I'll say as you move forward to about right here,
Okay.
this one looks up and she looks around and she goes, please, any of you, and the others start hearing her speak up, and they start moving in as well, and like, oh, thank God you're here. Please, any of you, can you help us, please?
Oh, what the
Yeah.
hell?
We're kind of on the way, and maybe not.
Apologies, we have some place to be getting. If you'd like to move aside, that would be very helpful.
But you don't understand, and they start to approach all of you, and beg each of you individually, and they're saying, "Look, you don't understand. They came in the night. We don't know what they were. It was awful. It was so bad. And now we're out here all by ourselves, and we don't have any way to get to town."
I'm going to ignore them.
Do you know what we're doing? It's called walking, and then I just keep
Yes.
He's
walking.
gonna be slowly grabbing the hammer and just.
Well,
I don't like them in my personal space.
I will say before you move, Tali,
Before we move.
you notice that each of these civilians has some sort of red vest on, and there's a tiny light that's just above their shoulder.
Holy guacamole, they're gonna explode.
And as soon as they say, so you're not going to help us? You're just going to leave us?
I'm gonna.
I mean,
like,
you can walk with us,
Yep,
just
like that.
stay in the distance,
I-
please.
I'm going to look them over. Do they any of them appear injured or anything like that?
Roll me a medicine check.
I'm going to. You said there's a small light over one of their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
One that's begging me. I'm gonna just grab it.
You're going to grab it?
Grab the weird light thing.
It's
I'm going to
actually
start drawing my
attached to the
rapier.
vest.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. So with a medicine check of 11, yeah, you basically, I mean, they look fine. They look distraught, but they don't seem hurt.
I'm going to say, please,
And-
tell me what happened.
It was so bad. I can't even begin to. And as you, Tali, reach for the button, roll me just a general dexterity check. See if you can grab it.
No. Oh no.
Dude, 11 plus 4. I don't know why I had to
What
do
now?
finger
15?
math for that. Yeah.
15?
I don't know why I had to like count that out. I know.
Oh.
I know math.
So yeah, you reach out and you clasp it, and the one that you grab says, "I'm sorry," and I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oof.
Fucking head.
Wait, I'll have to do it on here.
Let me reset everybody real quick. I can keep Kara on there. Actually, I don't need to reset
myself
everybody.
before I hit that.
Why my initiative is always so bad?
I forgot to click myself before
I
rolled
have a
that
plus
initiative.
4.
I'm just doing that the way I can get the token
Oh,
up.
now it's still
Okay.
quite high.
Ooh, that is very good. Let me do my math again. Good initiative roll right there. 19 plus 4. Can't wait to get that natural one to balance out my skills. It's coming.
Okay, so we got a 22. We got 12. We got a 14. What did you get, Tali?
I got a 23 because I rolled a 19 plus 4.
23. Right. Piercer. We're at 7. Okay.
Oh, question, DM. So
Yes.
while this conversation was happening, they were begging and stuff. Like Nightpiercer would have literally been not even saying a single word back to them, just like brushing them off their shoulders and continuing to walk. Could I place myself, like, for instance, like around here maybe when this initiative is rolled? If I
I
would
mean,
just completely
they're
ignoring
literally
them.
following you.
They're
They're literally following you. Like one of them will be on your tail. Like it doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, you could continue to walk, but yeah, this one's just gonna keep trailing you and
Okay, that's fine.
harrying you the entire time. Let's see. So let's grab some initiative for these guys. Ooh. A whole 9. Great job. Alright, rearrange this. Did you say you had a 23?
Yes.
Okay, so 23. Got it.
Does everyone
7.
else see the full initiative order? Because right now I only see
No.
Sakura's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them all, and then when it just whoosh, took them out.
Yeah, it disappeared.
Oh, that's weird. Let me see if I can share this. Can you see it now?
Nope.
I mean, we could just re-roll and put in what our numbers were before and make.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, just re-roll them real quick, and or just add a roll for initiative, and I'll
There we go.
add them in.
Okay.
Those
Okay.
initiative rolls.
Holy
Jeez.
better.
Oh.
Let's go.
Wait, are we changing to original ones? Or
Yeah,
are
change to
we
your
keeping-
original one. That just makes sure that they're in there.
It's sad.
I wanna
that's all the people.
cry.
Yeah,
Did
we
the-
rolled so much better this time.
So did the civilians show up on there?
That should be 23.
Yeah, they're 9.
Yes, now they're all visible, so that's great.
Okay.
23, there we go.
Wait, is it 14 or?
Okay, good. So I can
Oh no. I'm sorry.
delete settings, descending.
I'm sorry, I'm 12.
Okay.
I'm not 14.
Okay. Alright. So, unfortunately,
You gotta change mine
The-
to 9.
do what? Change yours
You
to
gotta
9?
change mine to 9.
Oh, okay.
So she said, I'm so sorry, and do we know that they're hostile yet?
So as soon as she says, I'm sorry, well, let me rewind. So as soon as she sees Tali reach for the button, the red flashing light on the shoulder of one of the people she's traveling with, all of these are going to take surprise attacks against you guys.
Oof.
So we'll just start at the bottom and work our way up. We will have an attack at Night Piercer. And that is a 16 to hit.
That just hits. Do I get to use a reaction during this round? or
If
is
you'd
that
like
not?
to, yes. If you'd
Okay,
like to, you can
so
use a reaction.
In that case, I will use a reaction and cast shield to block it with that little plane of magic force that shoots up perpendicular to the blow. What are they attacking with?
Short swords.
Short swords. Cool.
And she says, I'm really sorry. I don't want to. I don't want to. And she starts to move around the side, but not leaving your melee range. Next one will be against Kara. And that is a 17 to hit.
It hits.
Alright. You take 8 points of slashing damage.
Holy guac. I swear to God, people are so nasty sometimes.
And again,
You
this
forgot me.
this one looks at you the same way, and she goes, I'm really sorry. I don't want to. I don't want to. Next one will be against Tali.
You forgot me.
Well, I haven't gotten to you yet.
No, he's making the surprise attack.
Yeah, these are all
it's not
surprise. This is a surprise round. The next one's against Tali. And that is an 18 to hit. You take 4 slashing damage. The second one right here will also be against Tali. And that is a 15 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. So, again, the two of them kind of harrying you back to back. They're just kind of wildly swinging. The first one happens to get a lucky strike. The second one, not so lucky. You're quick. You move out of the way. The one up by Floats will take an attack on him. And that is a 10 to hit.
Nope.
And again, same thing. She's like, we don't have a choice. You don't understand. We don't have a choice. And then the last one will be against Fezzik.
Right.
And that is a 19 to hit.
Well, that certainly hits.
And you take 6 points of slashing damage.
Youch.
And the one that hits you, Fezzik, turns and looks at Hedrick and says, You're really nice. I don't want to, but they're making me. And that will conclude the surprise round. Now top of the round, Hedrick, you're up first.
Alright, I'll bonus action to roll on the inspiration.
Alright.
Oh, D6.
Okie dokie.
Okay. I'm going to brave the attack of opportunity to try to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 back here.
Oddly enough, as you move out of their range, they don't swing at you.
Okay. Interesting. In that case, I will use, we got 5, 10, 15. Is Kara within 30 feet of me? How do you do the distance
So
thing?
if you grab the one that looks like a circle with a ruler around it, you just put it on yourself. She's 35 feet.
35. Good thing I only moved 20.
And then you click back on the pointer button if you want to move yourself. The mouse button.
Let's step up here and I will cast Aid, giving Kara, Fezzik, and Floats 5 additional hit points.
Yay! Is it
Right.
temporary?
No, it's permanent, or it's for the effect of the spell, which is 8 hours.
Okay,
So
and that's not
you
concentration,
gain-
right?
It's not concentration. You gain 5 hit points, and you gain 5 to your hit point maximum.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know. what I do to cast that on here.
You could just tell them, and then they'll alter the.
Doesn't do
whatchamacallit.
anything to do that.
There should be, if you click on the spell itself in D&D
nice.
Beyond, there should be a display in VTT
Oh,
button.
there it
There
is.
you go. Yep.
Well, if anyone's confused, you can click on your HP and there should be a max HP modifier where you can add the bonus to it.
All right. Were you doing
Yeah,
anything
sorry,
else?
that'll be my turn.
All right. So feeling a little jolt of energy, feeling rejuvenated from Hedrick's spell. Tali, you're up next.
Oh, I got some of the spell on me?
Oh, was it you? Who'd you give it to?
I don't think
Did you
so.
You gave it just
I
to.
gave it to Fezzik,
Kara?
Kara, and Floats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Never
get
mind. You feel the exact same, but you are
it. Yes.
pretty angry because you just got hit.
Rage.
Rage.
You are
Immediate
raging.
rage. And I'm gonna need this one here to make me that dex save.
You are raging. This one here.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Let me see, and I can. Let me see.
Roll a
RFA.
natural 20, 23.
2 points then. Roll the 4.
Okay.
Let me just make this. There we go.
It takes the bolt of lightning, and even though it's the weirdest thing, it's a beautiful day outside, birds are singing, but somehow a random bolt of lightning just shoots out of the sky and strikes the one to the north of you.
Oh my god, the gods.
Not the gods. Angry goblin. And I'm gonna swing at the one right here. I'm gonna swing at this one.
Alright, go for it.
30-20.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Double-handed, so that's going to be 9. I think it's 9. Let me just check. Yes. I always forget, since I'm using and raging, I get a +2 to the weapon damage. So it's, instead of a +4, it would be a +6, I believe.
Correct.
So that is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Right. And with that, you hear the similar thwack that you've heard several times, and this poor person just goes, falls over on the ground dead.
Oh well.
Just turn, look at the other ones, and just smile. That'll be it.
Alright. Fezzik.
Alright, Fezzik's gonna take a few steps back here. Just back away from the fighting.
Okay, as
And,
you do, this one is going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Oh, okay.
And that's a 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
Alright. Proceed, good sir.
So then, as he's stepping away, Fezzik's gonna grab something out of his pocket and toss it on the ground next to Floats. And it's just sits on the ground for a second. It just looks like a little multi-tool. And then it kind of sits there just for 1 second on the ground. And then out from kind of the base of it, these little spindly little wire legs come out and kind of prop it up like a little spider. And I'm going to say, all right, Multi, your time to shine. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to give it a command to attack right after me. It goes right after me in the order.
And with that, you guys see this, just as he described it, on wheels. It's an odd little contraption.
It's like a Heimdallr turret.
Oh my god.
Okay, now how does that work for you? So basically, you use your bonus action to deploy it, and then it goes right after you in initiative.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use like my full action to deploy it, and then I use a bonus action to command it to do something on its turn.
Cool. Then you're
So
just
I'm
telling it
gonna
to fire.
Yep, and use Force Strike. I'm gonna use it on the one that just tried to attack me.
All right. Wait, so you used your full action to deploy it?
Yes.
So it's
Full action. Because you have to.
You're
I-
telling it to
its
use
own
Force
turn.
Strike. Gotcha.
Yeah.
yeah, it goes after me. I have to use my bonus action beforehand to tell it what it's gonna do.
Okay, but you're done with your movement and all that other fun
Yes.
stuff? Okay, cool. Sweet. So, and then Force Strike, does that just do straight damage? Is there a saving throw?
No, that's a 5 to hit.
Oh, 5 to hit? Yeah, it's... This one is so freaked out by whatever you just threw on the ground, it jumps out of the way and dodges the attack completely.
Okay, I'll say the attack is it like shoots basically a little like it's a mini nail gun, so it just shoots a nail at this person
Okay.
and they dodge out of the way.
Cool. All right. Is that all the ground contraption can do?
Yeah, for right now, yes.
Cool. All right, Kara, you're up.
I'm swinging my great axe.
Which one you swinging at?
And the one the closest to me.
This one right here.
Yep.
Let her have it.
I have 0 remorse.
14 just hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Hell
Four
yes.
damage. Right. She's hurt. She's still standing.
Don't swing at people like that.
I'm sorry,
It hurts.
you don't understand. She's just sobbing.
I'm
She's
cry-
just trying to keep it together.
She's sobbing, I'm sobbing.
Oh my god. This isn't pretty.
Anything with your bonus action?
I just charged my potatoes with a magic stone
Grab
for
3
good
of your
measure.
3 of your potatoes and make them start glowing.
4 of them.
Oh, 4 potatoes. All right.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Any movement?
No, I just stand there.
All right. Now comes. I tell you what. What's your dex floats?
+3.
+3. Okay. Yeah. So I'll have you go before them in initiative. It is your turn, floats.
Alright, using my bonus action, I'm gonna cast my Echo.
Right.
It's gonna be just to the south of the one below me.
Grab your echo real quick. It's gonna be just to the south. So you want it like right there?
Yeah, right below her. Yep, perfect.
All right.
Oh
So,
my
yeah,
god,
how
I
does that-
rolled a nat.
So how does that work? Describe to us how your echo comes into existence.
Well, now that we're fighting, my character just comes into like this trance again, and this echo just kind of like comes up from the ground right behind this other character, this other person, and it most times it would look like me, or it looks like the person that it's cast, but it looks nothing like me. But I will say that it looks like a totally different person.
It is the weirdest thing for everybody. It's almost like they're witnessing another combatant that's going to be fighting apparate out of the ground.
Do they look like a person, or like in terms of what they're made out of?
So it's almost like a shadowy figure, but it looks like somebody totally different.
Shadowy figure.
And then I am going to attack the person that's right to the north of me.
All right. Get it. 24 totally hits. Alright. And with that sickening thwack, your club, or your quarterstaff, leaves a dent in the temple of this poor girl, and she lies dead on the ground.
And then I am going to use my Echo's ability to attack the one that's right below me.
Get it. A 15 will hit. Alright, so 6. And you said it was the one right behind you? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that one. Okay. When your echo makes contact with her, she almost seems like she's not there anymore. Like she is out on her feet, still alive, but very close to being dead.
Now, will
Anything
my
else?
Crusher feat work with the one that my Echo hit?
I do not believe so. Now I know
then-
your echo can take attacks of opportunity,
Yes.
but yeah, I think your crusher feat only applies to you.
Okay. Then that'll be my turn.
Right. Now all the little civilians, they're sobbing. You have to understand, we didn't want to do this. It's not our fault. And the one next to you floats, seeing how it was cracked in the back of the head, spins around and looks at your echo and attempts to make a strike at it. It is a 19.
That will hit.
Alright, and I believe, yeah, it's only got 1 hit point, so as it spins around and swings, it makes contact with the echo just disappears. This shadowy figure that came in to apparently help you guys join the fight just vanishes, and the girl kind of looks around surprised, not really knowing what it was or what she hit. And the other one next to Tali will try to make another attack. And that is a 15 to hit. No good. She swings wildly in the air, already partially dazed from the electricity that was jolted through her body. Then the one next to Night Piercer will try to attempt another attack. Not even close, because your AC is still buffed by your shield spell.
Yep.
And then the last one will try to take an attack at Kara.
Son of a
That is
bitch.
That is a 12.
It doesn't hit.
So, as you guys are crying and looking at each other and just, I don't want to either. The tears are welling up in her eyes and she's just haphazardly just flicking it out there. She's like, I can't.
I don't want to do it too.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry too.
And that will be their turns. Night Piercer, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to, with my free hand, once again, sort of move my palm along my blade, imbuing it with this thrum of thunderous energy as I cast Booming Blade on the civilian. Before I hit them, I will say, you say it's not your fault, but you're the one swinging the sword at me.
Roll for thrum.
Roll for thrum. That's a 21 to hit.
21 will definitely hit.
And I would, however, like to hit non-lethally, so
Okay.
it will be 14 piercing damage, but non-lethally.
You cut off their legs.
They're not dead.
I cannot walk again.
Well, we'll put.
But they're not dead.
We'll put that on there.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, you connect, and boy howdy, when you hit, that is, yeah, it sounds like it should have killed them, but you being as practiced as you are with your weapon, you know exactly where to hit and how to wound but not kill.
Oh, God.
So they are out on the ground.
And turning around, not having heard any of the conversation between Kara and her frenemy, I'm going to say, "Don't touch her!" I'm just going to run in between them. That'll be my turn.
Alright. Why do I have Pheasant on here twice?
We're just sobbing at each other.
There we go. Alright, and we are back to Tali.
Oh. I thought he went before
Or
me
was it
last
Fenrir?
time, didn't he?
It rearranged it differently, so yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Hedrick.
He goes
Henrik.
before me.
Sure. I
It's
saw
being
this.
wonky.
I saw this apparition of that I recognized pop up briefly before being struck down by this individual, and knowing it was an opportunity to possibly learn something, I'll lash out in rage and just fire an Eldritch Blast out of my skull at her. The one that hit
Go
it.
for it.
Yeah.
23 definitely hits. And again, where before in the arena, when your Eldritch Blast burned a hole through her chest, this one catches her square in the head and just basically melts her face off.
The whole time I'm
And
not even looking at her, I'm looking at where the Echo had stood
Slumps.
previously.
Dead on the ground.
That'll be
Anything
That'll be my turn.
Alright. Tali.
Looks the worst out of these two that are next to me.
Definitely this one right here.
How definitely, like,
Like this one, she's hurt. Like she's hurt. But this one, she's on the way out.
alright, I'm gonna swing at this one.
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't think I need to add my modifier. That's a 19.
Okay. Roll that damage.
Okay, so 8, because I rolled a 2, but it's still the +6. So
And with that, similar thwack. Goes down.
I'm gonna turn to this one, and I'll need that save.
Right. Dex save. 14.
That does save.
Okay.
That is only 3 points.
And even with the save, as she definitely tries to maneuver out of the way,
And I flavored just a little.
that little extra jolt as she's crying, and Orsa and her, or Kara and her, just about to hug it out. She's about to drop her knife. Kadoosh! This lightning strike hits, and she is toasted.
Just gonna take the arm.
Oh my god.
I'll take
Alright.
the fried one's arm and just walk off.
Now, something you notice, Tali, is as you delivered that blow to the last one,
They're gonna
the
explode.
little buttons started
They're
blinking.
gonna explode.
Oh no.
I need
Oh.
everyone to, let's see,
Dexterity or constitution?
say, feet. Yep, I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving. Actually, take it back. Fezzik, you do not have to make one. Hedrick, you do not have to make one.
Does
Good
multi have to make one?
rolls.
Does what?
Oh,
Does my homunculus have to make one?
not a scratch.
Yes.
Still on my brand spanking new start of the other team. Let's go.
Oh no.
Okay. They're both good rolls. So 23. 19.
Okay.
I got rolled a 19 and a 17 because I have
Oof.
advantage.
Multis is a 9.
Okay. So we got a 5, a 9. Okay, so for floats and the multi-tool, they're just pinned in by two of these bodies that erupt. And with the eruption comes a giant in comparison to what most of you have seen, but a big ball of fire. And so floats and multi will both take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as these bodies explode. And then Tali made their save, but you've got 3 of them beside you.
I do take half damage because I'm still raging.
So first one is 4 reduced to half, which is 2 reduced to half, which is 1.
I believe for multi, it has evasion, which lets it takes a half damage on a failed save throw.
Okay, so it would be whatever I said halved.
Yeah, so I think 3 total.
Yes, because both of them were 3s. So second one was 7, so you'll take half, which is 3, half of that, which is 1.
When you're raging though, depending on the damage type,
It's
you have
bludgeoning.
resistance
It's just
to
bludgeoning
It's
damage.
bludgeoning.
Mhm.
It's piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
Last
Gotcha.
one is a 2. So again, the one that is near Kara and Night Piercer will deal 1 damage to both of them because I believe you both made your saves. Yep, 19 and a 20. And
Oh
Tali,
no.
you take 1 more.
No.
I don't want to take any damage. Question.
Yes.
Hypothetically, since
Yes.
it is 1 damage,
Yes.
if I were to cast Absorb Elements with my reaction and have that, would it go to 0?
Unfortunately, it is bludgeoning damage. It is not fire.
Oh, right.
Or
I keep mistaking that. You're right.
Yep.
Okay. Darn, the 1 bludgeoning damage.
So all of these bodies explode in a cacophony of just a rumble. Body parts are flung everywhere, and guts and sinew, and basically
Good.
everybody but Hedrick and Fezzik are bathed in gore.
Does can we see? Does the person who wasn't dead, do they explode?
Yeah, they all
Yes.
exploded. Every one of them.
Unfortunate.
But nobody was around that one, so it doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna look for the biggest chunk of meat and grab it and start walking.
And after the explosion
I mean,
happens,
horses would be nicer to eat, wouldn't they?
you begin to hear a clicking noise. Clicking noise very close to you.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh no. Do
And
we
with
book
that,
it?
we will end tonight's session.
Poof.
I like it. The cliffhanger. The classic.
And look, there's an actual cliff.
Yes. So yeah, that will do it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
That was intense. Everyone, there were just like 6
Dude.
people just got.
Can we all just get a
destroyed.
brass hand for a wonderful first D&D DMing camp? I mean, you just seemed like, I mean, if you didn't tell me that it was your first time DMing, I wouldn't have given it a second. It wouldn't have crossed my mind. Like, you
Yeah.
seem extremely capable and well equipped for the job already, and it's your first time. So I can only imagine, how much easier and stuff it'll get over time. But man,
I appreciate
you
that.
blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. This is definitely something I could see going into a full blown campaign. So yeah, it's this is fun. It's fun being on the other end of the screen. So when somebody tells you
Yeah,
something
it's different.
ridiculous, you can be like, all right, roll me that. You can certainly try. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate your time and attention, and if nobody has anything, I'll catch you guys
I
later.
mean, we're currently like covered in gore and hearing ticking noises.
Oh yeah, you're hearing.
It's like there's
almost
no
like a-
much we can do.
It's
Back in time today. Ooh.
it's weird. It's if you didn't know any better, you would think it's almost like a cricket, but it's like a chittering, like a almost like a what's the word? Like a chitinous clicking.
But is it like distinguished, or do you have to like really
Yeah.
listen for it? I mean, we
next time,
literally just experienced like explosion. Like we're probably got ringing in our ears or something.
it wasn't huge. It was definitely bigger than a gunshot, but I mean, you saw how much damage it did. It wasn't a whole lot.
I mean, it's still an explosion. Like even a little petardo would like explode and give you a ringing.
That's true.
It was devastating. 3 points
But
of damage. How good.
Let's put it this way: the clicking is very, very close to you. Like it is.
Oh.
It is to the point where even with the ringing in your ears, like something is there.
Like close to specifically Kara, or
Kind of in the middle of all of you. So I would say maybe Fezzik and yeah, I would say Fezzik and Hedrick probably don't notice, but the rest of you definitely do.
they're gonna explode again.
Again. No,
Again and again and
there's
again.
absolutely nothing left of those
Imagine
people.
just like running to like
Their
whatever
blood and
town
guts are
it
gonna
is.
explode.
Just constant run, like Michael Bay style, with explosions at our backs.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm gonna
Totally
skedaddle.
doable.
I gotta go to work in 3.5 hours.
Nice. You're such a trooper.
Alrighty.